Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of Real Ball Talk. Sorry we ran a bit late, but we're here now. We're here now. What are you saying, Jalil?
Yeah, all good, bro. All good. Ready to get back into this. The people wanted it. Talk about generation talent. So let's get it, man.
Yeah, man, no, 100%. It's been a hotly requested debate. What are you saying, Rash?
Alhamdulillah, my brother, I'm good. It's hump day, middle of the week, ready just to slide down to the weekend. You know what I mean? I was ready
Yeah,
for the
man.
weekend on Monday, to be honest. But
Yeah,
yeah, man,
yeah,
uh,
trust me.
it's been a long time. We're supposed to revisit this subject. There's been a lot of
Yeah,
changes going on this season. I'm sure there's going to be a
yeah.
lot of differences from last time. So, like I said, we ain't scared to revisit this thing. So let's do it.
Yeah,
Right.
man, no, 100%, 100%. Obviously, Jeff is going to be joining us very shortly. But in the meantime, smash the likes, people, and subscribe to RBT as always. So yeah, as Amanda said, generational talent debate. We did this, I think, almost a year ago now. Some of the names have actually changed. Some people have gone out, some people have come in. So we've got five tiers. We've got generational talent. We've got world class prospect, great player potential, just a good player, and should not be on this list. Um, so Jalil, first man up, Emil Smith Rowe. Oh, Rash. First man up, Smith Rowe. He
Yes,
wasn't on the
so
original list,
he was not
but
on
he
the
is
original
now.
list. Yeah,
But
and
he is
he boy
now.
has he earned it as well. I mean, I think already this season he's got 8 goals for Arsenal. He's got a good few assists as well. I mean, he's Arsenal's top goal scorer, and he comes on off the
Mm.
bench, so that's amazing as well. But yeah, he's just proven himself. He got the England call up. He's showing that he can be consistent as well. Um, he's a very talented player. He's a goal scorer. He's a great number 10. He can pick you out from in the midfield. He can do close contact football as well, and quick pass and moves and stuff like that. He's just really part of. He embodies kind of what the Arsenal old DNA was. He's actually that person. It's like all of that rolled up into one. I think he's proved himself quite well as well. Um, this year, I think he's shown to me so far that he's on his way to being a world class player. I don't think there's anything that can stop him in his way actually, unless he gets some injuries that will stop him progressing like that. I mean, he's just gone strength to strength year on, and yeah, happy for that. Happy for him still.
Okay, yeah, well said, well said. Jalil, what you said about Smith Rowe, man? Rash is saying world class prospect. What are you saying?
Yeah, I echo what Rash is saying, man. That's my guy, man. But I always think, I always with these generational talents, I always think if you're not doing something right now, you haven't done something since we last spoke, then it's like hard to get you up. But luckily, Smith Rowe's actually up there. Do you get it? Compared to other people we're going to speak about. So yeah, in England you can only get a shot, and it looks like if you're favourite, like Harry Maguire and Kane, even if you're out of form, you get picked. So even if you're in form like
Mm.
Smith Rowe, you're not going to get your chance, unfortunately. So for England, you would have loved to see him a bit more. Arsenal, luckily, he's proven, he can do it. He doesn't moan, he doesn't groan, for example, with Odegaard's taking his spot. He's still active there, do you get it? So yeah, for me, I like everything he's doing, man. He's doing the bits, man. Yeah, I'm with Rash, man. World class prospect on that one, bro.
Yeah, I mean, and he's still only 21 as well, so he is very, very young, and he's just going to get more and more experienced. And I think, yeah, the Odegaard thing is only interesting just because if Martinelli keeps doing his thing on the left, there will only be one spot in the number 10. So what happens there? What decision does Arteta make? But Smith Rowe does have all the attributes to potentially be a world class player. Right foot, left foot, good speed. Can he develop IQ wise? To be fair, he's already quite an intelligent player as well. Um, but yeah, he definitely has improvements to make. But I think no one will be too mad by saying he's got world class prospect potential. We're not saying he's world class. We're just saying he's got that potential.
Mhm.
All right, next man up, Jalil, I'll come to you first on this one is Alfonso Davis,
Mhm.
Bayern Munich left back. We know all it is about him, speed demon, etc., etc. Won titles already. What are you saying, man? What are you saying about Alfonso Davis?
Yeah, man. I was going to echo something you said as well. This is all potentially stuff, innit? Like
This
we
is
don't know
potentially,
who's going to
yes.
be what, who's going to do this. Just want to get out there because yeah, because people, some people will be like, what? How could you call him world class? How is he world class?
Yeah.
Read the whole fucking sentence, yeah. But just want them to know, bro. 'Cause people chat shit. People chat shit. I know this is real ball talk. This is real ball talk, so we can say what the fuck we want, yeah. Please interject. Please interject. Yeah, I had to get out there. Alfonso Davis, man, I like him, man. But for me, this is where we're gonna have a disagreement, yeah. For me, defenders ain't looked at like that. But for me, as a defender, he defends and he attacks. He does both. He does both duties. But when there's a left back, ever become a generation talent, like even Roberto Carlos couldn't get up there in terms of how people perceived him. Do you know what I mean? Because people still say, "Oh, he played for Brazil. He won titles. He played for Real Madrid. All the shebang, but he couldn't defend." And that for someone who looks at defending, I thought the guy can defend, innit? So that's where people are split, So
yeah. That's a good point.
it's like you can't do both, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, he's kind of like a generational talent. We're gonna know about him. I'm not gonna lie to you. In this day and age, the kids have got TikTok, they've got YouTube, and he's active from both. So he's gonna be remembered, if not for football, but for his personality as well.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm gonna go for generational talent. I know it's a bit what?
Jeez.
But we got to put everything into content, man. He goes to a team like Man City and does the business share. He's got to be generation talent. The only reason why he's lacking is because of his nationality. He's Canadian, right?
Yeah, Canadian.
They ain't that strong internationally. Do you know what I'm saying? In terms of football.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a bit difficult. But for me, generation talent. But I know the whole crew is gonna go with something below that. But that's just me, man. I want to put it out there, man. I'll put it out early. That's why we're gonna have a disagreement. Let's have a debate. Let's have it.
Okay. Jalil's going generational talent for Alfonso Davis. Rash, what are you saying, man? Agree, disagree?
I'm saying, yo, what's up, Jeff? Nice to see you, my guy.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yes, Jeff. Yes, Jeff. What are you telling me, Jeff? Come on.
Lads, you good?
Come on, man.
Good, man. What are you saying?
Yeah, man. Not bad, man.
That's true. Go on. Should we throw Jeff under it straight away?
I think we should throw him straight under it.
Go on, man. Jeff, what are you saying, man? You agree with Jalil? Alfonso Davis, what are you saying?
Nah. Well, you say generational?
He said generational. He said it.
Nah, I wouldn't. Nah, he would probably be like world-class prospect. Like he looks really, really good at left back, but he's still fighting with one of them Hernandez brothers. I can't remember which one it is. Is it Theo or Lucas?
Lucas.
He's fighting with him for a position, like constantly. So I don't know. I can't say you're a generational talent. Like what we've seen, like when Bayern whooped Barcelona like 7-2 and whatnot, he looked amazing. But in the season after, he kind of lost his place. So he's still a player fighting for like his position. So I can't say he's generational because that's kind of like an undeniable talent. That's like an Mbappe. For me, he'd probably be a world-class prospect. Like, he has a lot of good qualities. He has a lot of good things about him. But I don't think he's one of those players in 10 years we're going to be like, yeah, he's going to be up there with the Ashley Coles or even like maybe the Trents. Like, I can't see it.
Okay. So you're going world-class prospect. Rash, what are you saying?
Yeah, so I kind of feel similar to what Jeff said. I think he had a great breakthrough season. I think he came through did he come through halfway through the season?
Kind of, yeah.
And he hit the ground running and he got everyone's attention. I was focused. Everyone's been focused. We knew who he was, especially through his Champions League performances as well. So it was, as Jeff said, he started off great, but then the following season, it was like a decline. You didn't really hear him so much. You didn't see him as much as well. And the performance wasn't bad performances, but they were just good average performances. It wasn't as as exciting and as explosive as it was the previous season. Do you know what I mean? His performances,
came in, yeah.
You know, understand. So I think he's a good player, and I think if he can get a couple consistent batch of games under his belt, so that he can show what he can do and develop into what I'm sure everyone knows that he can. I think he will then possibly be in the conversation of a generational talent. Possibly. Do I think he'll ever be there? I don't know. I usually judge people on their second seasons and their third seasons and stuff like that to see if they could. Because I mean, they could just have the Dele Alli effect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One great seasons at the beginning, and then afterwards you're just crap. So, I always leave it to leave it a little bit wide to see how they perform on their second and third. And at the moment, he is a prospect to be a world class player, but from what I've seen, I've only seen one half a season, maybe 8 months of really good play, and then everything else has been like, okay, I'm not too sure. Are you up or down? Can you be consistent? Was it just the motivation for just entering your new career? Why you were so good at the beginning? I don't know. So at the moment, I see him as a great player, potential to be a great player. On the verge of being a world-class prospect, depending on probably the end of this season.
Okay, so which one would you go with?
Still will go for right now, great player potential.
Okay, so we go one generation of one world-class, one great player. I'll probably go with world-class prospect. I don't think he's generational because, like you said, it's very difficult to be a defender and be generational in that respect. But yeah, I'll probably go with... Only question I would say is... if we have Smith Rowe and Alphonso Davies on the same line, is that a problem, do you think?
Yeah.
Someone can make the argument that
Smith Rowe's only started. There.
Yeah, someone can make the argument that Smith Rowe's only really started doing it in 2021, and even then he's been in and out of the team sometimes. So is it too early to put him world-class prospect, and should he be more great player?
The only argument I would have for is that, yeah, he came onto the scene, burst on the scene, let's just say really 2021, started making the name of himself, managed to get an England call up within a year as well. And right now his performances are really good. He's Arsenal's top goal scorer. He's coming off the bench the last 3 or 4 games as well. When he was on the pitch starting, he was also very good as well and a pivotal player in the team. So that's what I was saying in regards to consistency and year on by year on improving. And that's why, because I've seen that, why I think, okay, his ceiling is very high at the moment. If he's consistently moving the way that he does. If he has a fall off towards the end of this season and then next season, it may change for me. But right now, I just think that's the levels.
Not fair enough.
John, can we get into some of the comments, because there's a few good questions I think we need to answer there.
I'm gonna.
If you look like you had something to say though.
Oh
no, I'll wait to the comments. I'll say
let me read out some of the comments. Obviously, 9 people in the building already. Smash the likes. Our guy Rash says, "Smash the likes, people. Show us love." Big up Marley in the building. Hope you're good, bro. Saying, guys, there's no gas with these young players. We're gonna try not to, bro. We're gonna try not to. I hope you're well. Big up Hassan in the building saying, what are you guys saying about Vlahovic? We're going to get onto him. He's coming up soon. Marley saying, Smith throwing world-class prospect after 6 good months of form. What has he done in the Champions League or for the national team?
That's not fair.
Fonzie, that's Alphonso Davies' nickname, has been very good this season for Bayern. He's going to take Canada to the World Cup. He's world-class already. That is true. There are some people that would say Alphonso Davies is world-class already. And Alphonso is top 5 in this position for 3 straight seasons. Can you say that for Smith Rowe? No, not that many world-class left-back nowadays. Yeah, so already the Smith Rowe, Alphonso Davies on the same tier might be causing some issues. And as we've seen with some of these tiers in the past, we have had to revisit them and go back and change. CC Ibrahimovic, back in the day with the strikers thing. So, but for now, what we saying? Are we comfortable with keeping Smith Rowe there? I don't mind putting him down to great player potential. I don't mind doing that because I do hear that argument as well.
Yeah, I think the same. Like, I can't say he's a world-class prospect yet. Like, as much as I like him, has he shown anything that's world-class-esque yet? Like, he's got a lot of good qualities. Don't get me wrong, he can get there. I'm not saying he can't, but like the England cap, like I get it, but I don't even think an England cap means what it used to anymore. Like, you have 6-7 good games, you might get an England cap.
But he scored on his debut, right, as well, right, for England?
Probably. I think you're right. But then who did they play? Was it like Liechtenstein or something?
No.
Jeez.
Bro,
Damn.
they played someone, they won like 8-0, bro.
No, I don't
Oh,
think that was the
wait,
game he started.
Andorra.
That,
Was
that
it the
wasn't the
Andorra
game he
game?
started in. I don't think, was
Yeah,
it?
let's
It was
Because
the
he
Andorra game. I
Smith,
think it was the Andorra game, you know.
was
It
it
was
that
right next
game?
to you.
England.
I think it
Let's
was.
see.
Was that the 8? No, that wasn't the 8. Yeah, it was. That was when they
It was.
smashed them again, like 8 or 9 again, didn't
Yeah,
they?
10-0, San Marino.
Did he score
Oh,
that goal
San
in that? Yeah,
Marino.
Yeah.
San Marino.
My
Did he
God,
score?
San Marino.
Yeah, he scored. But I knew it was one of them whipping boys, man. That was his first like goal. So
That was like
it's
his
a
first
good,
game. So
yeah, it's a big achievement. Like, don't get me wrong. Like scoring for your country is big, but when you really break it down, it's like, all right, you got to call up because you're playing well, but you're playing San Marino like 10-0.
yeah,
You're averaging a goal every 9 minutes.
yeah.
Like one of them attacking players better score. Like, you know me.
He got assist as well. He got assist as well.
Yeah, it's to be like no disrespect to San Marino, but come on, man, their goal difference at the end of the qualifiers is like minus 40. Like the only reason they're probably in the qualifiers is for like tourism reasons,
Yeah.
not because
Damn.
Do you know what I think?
It is.
Like, look, it just sounds like in reality, from what you guys have already said, and the argument that you're throwing up here now, bruv. I hear your sense.
Rash,
Bringing
don't
him
do it.
down. No. Think about it.
No, because
Think about it.
what did we say at the beginning? We said it's what we think he could become. You don't think he can become world class one day?
Of course I do, but then when you're looking at some of these players that are actually here already, and they are already world class potential prospects because they are currently world class, but they might not be able to make a generational talent.
Yeah, leap.
Does
Yeah.
he deserve to be on the same platform as them right now? With
Probably
these
not.
guys who we're actually already saying is world class. That's why I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'll say this to say this. Yeah, that's the reason why I went for Alfonso Davis at generational talent, because I think he's really world class. I think we've all established that. I know Jeff said he's fighting for his place, but no one can doubt that. I mean, there was a comment saying he was the top 5 or top 3 in his position. I mean, left backs don't even looked at like that in terms of a massive position that needs to be filled. Like you got your Robertsons, you know, your Jordi Albers and all this jazz. But yeah, we can really say that.
Yeah.
Davis, I say
But also,
class, he can get there.
yeah, but also,
I
and
hear
that's
that.
and that's also what I want to reiterate for everyone who is watching right now as well, and even those in the comments. It all has prospects and potentials next to them. Do you know what I mean? But not saying that he is world class now. All right. Just saying we're saying what do we think his possible ceiling could be? Okay.
Yeah.
And if you think that the world class is the ceiling that he will reach, then we can put him there. If you think Davis
Great
is
player,
he has the
generational. Yeah.
potential to be a generational talent, and that's where we're going to put him. By no means are we saying that these players are at these positions, well, all of them right now.
Yeah.
Just want to reiterate that for everyone who's watching.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great point. I think I don't think any of the things that have been said is wild, because some people could say, "Oh, Alfonso Davis generational, that's wild." But then again, you look at him and he's 21, like
And he's already
mad
where he's
young.
at.
And he
That's
turns
my point.
22 in November. He turns 22 in November, so it's not like it's close. Like, so he's got huge potential. Like, who knows where he's going to be in 5 years' time? But yeah, so that's why I hate you on the Alfonso Davis one.
Like John,
yeah.
Just before you make your decision, that's my whole point. Like you just said, he's 20. Like, well, this is all for potential. If he's world class already, let's be real with each other. Yeah, let's all sit here and be real. He goes to Real Madrid. He goes to he stays at Bayern. He goes to Barcelona. Like he goes to City. Do we think he's not going to get better than what he is right now at the age of 21, not been 22 yet? Let's be real. He's going to get better. And if he's playing world class now, I'm going to be real. Sorry, we're going to have to tell you now, haaland and Mbappe are world class right now, and they're going to be generational talent. So why can't he be?
And you know what, Jalil? I don't even think if he moves from Bayern, he'll become this. He can actually achieve it at Bayern.
Yeah, he can stay there. Yeah, he can stay there. Yeah,
great defending system.
He can stay there.
Yeah,
he can stay there. All right, let's make final decisions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say, because I can see that the Smith. I'm having a look at some of the comments, and the Smith Rowe one is it's definitely heating things up. So I'm going to say, I'm going to go with Davis, world-class prospect, but I wouldn't be surprised if when we do this again in a year's time, because this will change. he's generational, and I'm gonna put Smith Rowe a great player because maybe I did get carried away after 6 months. Maybe I did get carried away, so I'm gonna change mine to that. Jalil, you stick it to generational Davis, and then world class for Smith Rowe.
Correct.
Rash, what's your final decision?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick, but I'm just
You're
saying
gonna
I
stick?
understand what
Okay.
everyone's saying.
Cool. And Jeff?
Yeah, great player for Smith Rowe, world class for Davis.
Okay, so we've got, I think, so Davis makes world class based off 2 votes, and Smith Rowe is actually a tie. So, okay, so what we'll do with Smith Rowe is we'll leave him there for now. Everyone watching, 9 people, you've got about 30 seconds while we discuss the next person to say whether you think Smith Rowe is world class or great player. You guys or girls will make the call. All right, so we'll
Yeah.
give you about 30 seconds. Let me read some more of the comments. Big up Falak in the building, saying hello, gentlemen. It's been a while. Good to see you, Falak. Good to see you. It's been a while for sure. Haven't been here, but I've been liking the Colin videos, so don't hate me. Of course not, never. Big
Never.
up Falak. Big up D-Star in the building, saying Smith Rowe, world-class prospect, LOL. Yeah, and Smith Rowe, yes, scoring assist against San Marino. Big up my guy, Arlen, saying, as an Arsenal fan, Smith Rowe is great player potential, big future, but yet to see him absolutely dominate a game, and that's the bridge to world-class. Fair point. Big up Duncan, saying the world class is poor on people too easy these days. Smith Rowe is hard, don't get it twisted, but I've seen nothing world class from him yet. I've just seen great player stuff.
He's not.
Again,
John, I've got to stop you there again. He's
not world class. Yeah.
World class. I think he's going to be world class. Like this is where everyone's getting messed up, and I knew this will happen. Yeah, everyone's saying that he's world class. No, potentially he can get there. Why we? If you're gonna keep saying we're saying he's world class, no point doing this. Do you know what I mean?
But some people have
you.
actually justified themselves correctly. They're saying there's certain qualities that world-class players have that they haven't seen in him yet.
Yes, that's what they're saying.
And you know what? When you think about it as well, I mean, even when you talk about English players as well, I mean, think about how many English players actually are world-class. Do you understand? And then you got to think, okay, do you think he's going to reach their level or more? Do you understand? And that's what I understand what people are saying. And to be honest, the majority of English great players end up being just great players. Do you know what I mean? And not world-class players. It's only the individuals that you see with a certain spark and a certain thing that they have an attribute that makes them stand out above the rest. That makes you know, okay, this guy is going to be world class. There's a few sparks in Emil Smith Rowe, but he's still got a lot of work to do. You understand?
Loads.
There's a lot of work to do. So
but
I understand.
Like I said, remember, guys, we have to remember as well. We did this like 10 months ago. Smith Rowe wasn't on this list. Now he's
an improvement in itself.
That shows already where he's at already. So yeah, so we only had 1 vote. Obviously, people, you can still vote, but D-Star said Smith Rowe, great player. So he did it within the time. So yeah, Smith Rowe goes to great player potential. What's Hassan saying? Seen Chelsea fans say Havertz is generational. That's what we might say as well. You know what I'm saying? Arlen, Rash speaking facts, compare him to the English potential world-class player, and Smith Rowe comes short. And Hassan saying facts, Jalil. So yeah, there's agreements on both sides. All right, well, we'll move on, people. Obviously, you can comment, smash the likes as always. Next up, we got Ansu Fati, Barcelona, huge prospect. Had a long injury recently, I think, with the ACL, bad knee injury. But we all know about his talent. We got a lot of players to get through, so maybe Fati is one we need to do quite quick. Yeah. So who would like to do Fati first? Who knows where they want to put him?
I've got great player potential. The reasons of it's like I'm singing the same tune. Injuries will always hold you back, unfortunately. You're young and you're getting it's gonna do yourself. Do you know what I mean? So unfortunately, techie player, he's got all the skills. He can put it through your legs whenever. But unfortunately, the injury is gonna hold you back, and you're gonna get them from young. You really know what time it is.
Okay, Rash.
Thing about Fatty is that I think we all probably watched a couple of his clips on his come up and stuff like that, and saw what his potential really is and what he can do. And he's a very exciting player with, to me, a very high ceiling. Just haven't seen enough to him off of him. I haven't seen him start enough. I haven't. He's been injured quite a lot.
Yeah,
I
the
would
injuries
be
are
lying
bothering.
if I could say that anything other than those things that I watched previously about him, if I've seen anything added on top of that. I haven't. So
No.
at that point, I was like, wow, this guy's got the potential to be great. But I haven't seen nothing more since then. That might be my fault, not his at all. But I can only mock as I see it, and I can only say that he had potential to be a great player because I haven't seen much from him, unfortunately.
Okay, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go great player potential too. Initial like signs were good, but I think because he was one of like those Barcelona youngsters, and Barcelona youngsters, like obviously there's been some good ones, players that come through that academy and whatnot. I think
Yeah.
the bars maybe even was too high for him. Like maybe even earlier. I don't know if we'd had done him prior in the previous one, and I don't know where he had him, but. And when you see him in games, he's good. Don't get me wrong, he's really good, but he's very inconsistent too.
Yeah.
Outside of the injuries, so I just think like the actual bar based off Barcelona and their youngsters anyway is what probably people is why we probably had him at like world class wherever we had him. Because in reality, I think he's going to be a good youngster,
Yeah.
and he'll probably have a good career. But
hmm
I put it this way: is he going to help fire Barcelona back to the top?
He should, but will he? It's a different
Like,
thing.
I don't even know if he should. Like, because you know
But the
where
hype
like
around him,
The hype
but
around him was
that's
mad.
what I'm saying though. Like the hype was, I don't know if it's down to him or if it's just down to like the Barcelona history. I don't know if
Mm,
it's him. Like honestly,
mm,
it's not his
that's a
fault,
good
but
point.
he can still be a very good player. Don't get me wrong. Like
Yeah.
we'll see how he responds to this injury. That is still kind of new. Like what 5-6 months since he's come back.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I just think that's a lot to do with it. And
Yeah.
even when you compare him to some of the English young boys, like he's no to me, he's like if you compare him to like a Greenwood or something, I'd say Greenwood's better.
Okay.
Honestly.
I don't know about Greenwood right now, man. That guy is scary. Um, but I can't lie, that guy is scary.
his change room
Um,
antics. It's his change room antics, man.
yeah. But yeah, all right. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, that clip was nuts.
Hey, bro. Every time I see him, I see that clip. I'm
That's
like,
that
man, I
football
wish I
banter, man.
didn't see that. I wish I didn't see that clip.
But yeah, no, I think Ansu Fati, yeah, he's a player with a lot of he's already got a lot of reputation behind him. I might have put him world class prospect, but that injury is concerning. I ain't gonna cap about that. I think it's a bad injury to get at such a young age. And obviously they gave him the number 10 shirt after Messi. Is that wise? Probably not. I can't lie. They've put a lot of pressure on the kid. So while I would have had him world class, I'm not mad at great player potential because, as you said, probably some of Fati's best highlights are still from when he was 16, 17. More real highlights to remember of him in the last year or so. Not many. And,
Yeah.
in sports, you got to update your resume. And I don't think he's quite done that. So I don't think, again, people might look at it and say Smith Rowe and Fatty on the same line. So I'm sure that's going to come. But it is what it is. He's there for now. Duncan's saying Smith Rowe has the potential to be a great player, but I've seen nothing to indicate that he'll be world class. He may improve crazy and develop world class skill in the future as he's still young. Well said. Arlen saying Fatty is a world class prospect. Unfortunately, Barca's downfall has slowed down that trajectory. So great is understandable. These start if Anzu wasn't at Barca, not many people would be talking about him. I think he's got great. So you see, that's an interesting point too.
That's
People
I
thinking,
agree.
yeah, it's because he's at Barca that he's rated. We've seen
Yeah.
people like Boyan come up, Giovanni
Oh
dos Santos
gosh.
back in the day. We saw all them, man. So
Mm.
we saw where they ended up. Boyan said the
Mhm.
highlight of his career was playing for Stoke. So
Imagine.
He was
That
sick at
probably
Stoke.
says it all. He was sick at Stoke. I can't lie. He was.
Mm.
All right, cool. All right, next two man. Let's rattle them off very, very, very quick. We got Kunde from Sevilla, centre back / right back. I don't know why I've seen him play so much at right back recently. He was linked to Chelsea in the summer. They almost had him. So, Jeff, where would you put Kunde very quickly? Just give me a tier.
I'm just gonna give a point now. I'm probably gonna have a lot of players in great. Just
Yeah,
looking at
there's
the
nothing
list,
wrong with that.
like, he'll probably be one of them.
Okay.
Like, again, he looks good, but still quite raw. And don't get me wrong, you'll get better. Like when you're raw, like you'll get better in 5 years or whatever with like your technical and those kind of things. But I just don't know if his understanding will end up being like you'll end up being a top centre back, or you end up being like a great centre back who still makes a lot of errors. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So maybe we'll kind of see. Like Chelsea are probably going to go back in for him. He'll probably get his move eventually. So we'll kind of see what he really is. But as of right now, from what I've seen, he's great.
Cool. So Jeff's going great player. Jeff, Jalil Rash, any disagreements?
No, I actually agree, and the reason why I do agree is because I haven't seen a lot from him, but he's got a big buzz around him. He's a youngster coming through. The only thing is that I get really not very excited. Don't want to go too far, but I get excited when I see defenders that are coming up. They're young and they're really sick, and especially if I've identified them on like FIFA before they've even come onto the main thing. I'm extra excited to see them make it there as well. But I've also got excited like defenders like Issa Diop and these sort of players, and I'm like, he's gonna be sick, but he's just ended up being just a good defender. Do you know what I mean? So it's hard really to rate these defenders, but to see what their potentials are. The only ones who you can kind of really see and like really rate and see where they're gonna go are the fullbacks. Do you know what I mean? So centre backs are a bit iffy, but now and again. I think he can be a consistent defender though, like a Gabriel or something like that. I can see that in him. So right now, I just have to agree with Jeff and say, look, at the moment, from what I see, I'm just going to play it safe and say he has the potential to be a great player.
Okay, great player. And Jalil, any disagreements? Happy with that?
Yeah.
Cool. Kunde goes into great player. All right, next up, we got Anthony. Now, he might be a less familiar name to some people. He plays for Ajax on the right wing. Very, very skillful player. Kind of the buzz around him really kind of started this season. He's been excellent for Ajax, especially in the Champions League. But again, a quick hitter. So what are we saying? Rash, you want to do Anthony quick?
I'll be very quick with Anthony. I think the moment he leaves Ajax, he's going to be on a really good trajectory. I think he's got the potential to be a world-class prospect.
Okay. Any disagreements? Jeff, Jalil, what are you man saying?
For me, I haven't seen too much of him. Like, seen like clips here and there, so I don't really have enough to go off. What I've seen, like Rash said, he looks like very, very dangerous, skillful out there. The Ajax are good for producing that young talent. I just don't know. Like personally, it'll probably be because I'm not all the way familiar. Like I can't say I've watched him for a whole season or nothing. It's just like I've seen you in increments, so I'd probably say great.
Cool. Jalil?
Yeah, I mean, you can tell he watches Ronaldinho and that. Do you know what I mean? He's got that Brazilian blood in him. Like, let's be real, man. I'm like what just referring back to what Rash said. Like I played with him on FIFA before. So I mean, so I even see him before he even got his show up at Ajax and that. So they rated him highly on FIFA. You get special cards and that. Do you know what I'm saying? But watching them in real life, you could actually get a taste for who they are and that. And I'll say very skillful, man. You don't really see that nowadays. I want to go between world class prospect of great, but I'll say this: I haven't seen enough from him. Maybe some more Champions League, maybe some more international under 21 games, and then we can go from there. But I'm gonna go great potential at the moment.
Yeah, the only reason why I would go great player potential is only because there have been too many Ajax man recently that was gassing that left Ajax and they've been doing the same thing.
It's true.
Van de Beek, Ziyech, De Ligt, De Jong.
But Ziyech is starting to come
He's starting.
He's starting to come into himself.
he's a strange player, man. Like
He is.
he just
Got all
he just
the
reminds
talent,
me of
man.
a little better to rap. Like they have a lot of ability, but they just turn up when they want to turn up.
To rap, you know.
But I
That's a
do think
legendary name.
Ziyech has got a slightly different approach in mentality wise. He seems like he came
He's
to Chelsea.
older.
Remember, he came to Chelsea with an injury. Yeah, he got a couple games,
Yes,
got
he
injured
did.
again. But he's
Yeah.
worked hard on himself, even from sitting on the bench when he's come on. He's tried to make it count. And there was a little the stage in this season where Chelsea was using him quite often because of the impact that he was on the team. So hopefully he does return to the heights that he was over at Ajax. You know what I mean? Because
Ajax.
it'll be great to see him reach those forms. But
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying. We've seen a lot of players leave Ajax and just become just their shadows, not them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
the
So,
Davinson
shadows.
Sanchez.
oh,
Yeah,
bro.
oh
Davinson
yeah. Oh
Sanchez
my
It
was
was
god.
horrible when he
Yeah.
first left.
Yeah.
he looked good at Ajax, and then you see him at Spurs, you're like, oh man.
My god, he looks like a clown.
Yeah.
But yeah. Big up Fred in the building saying Anthony, world class prospect. I'm not mad at that. I see why. He's got all the skills in the world, man. And he's got a good cross on him too, I can't lie.
Mm-hmm.
So he can finish. He's a good player still.
Yes, he is.
No lie.
He is
All right,
actually
next.
very good. He's
He's a
actually
good
very good
player
to watch,
still.
bro. He's
He's a
actually
good,
Dangerous guy, man.
he is
He's
really
fun
good.
to watch. I can't
Yeah.
lie. All right, next up we got Bakayo Saka. We all know about him.
Wait,
So-
John, you put him in great player. There's two people said world class, and there's two people that said
No, I said great player.
Oh, did ya? Okay, no problem.
Yeah,
Sorry.
only because of the previous Ajax players. So yeah,
Yeah, okay.
Bakayo Saka. So yeah, man, we all know about him. Nothing really much needs to be said. So what are we saying, Jalil? Shouldn't be on this list.
You know how Jalil feels.
I don't rate Zaka, man.
But you rate Saka.
This guy says it all the time, so I say it wrong. But yeah, F got at Saka anyway. Hopefully he leaves, man, so I can get him off my back.
Yeah, trust
Saka,
me, I
yeah,
hope
man.
that as well.
Yeah, man. There's an unconscious bias towards him, obviously, for him being Nigerian and playing for my favorite club as well. So I'll put that out there before we get into it, because I know I'll probably get attacked by the the comments and that in a minute. But what I will say is that there was a time when he came back from the World Cup and it looks like he hit a ceiling. But then when you put everything into perspective with the age and how bad Arsenal were playing, you can't really put that all on him, if that makes sense.
No.
For me personally, I will put him in world class.
You were thinking about generational there, isn't it?
No, I couldn't. No, I couldn't do.
Okay,
I couldn't
cool.
do. I couldn't
I
do
thought you were
generation.
thinking about it.
No, I couldn't do generation because I think you got to be world class right now to be in generation, in my opinion. Like
Fair enough.
everyone's the same. Everyone we're talking about today is
True,
going to be the same age. Play the same amount of games, if not. I think Xhaka probably played a lot more than certain players here, and you know they're world class and he's not. So that says a lot about it. But yeah, generation. Hey, look, John, look what you done, bro. World class prospect there, bro.
No worries. All right. Sorry, even I almost did it. World class prospect for Saka from Jalil. Rash, what are you saying, Saka?
Do you know what? It's a weird thing that I'm gonna say, but do you mind if you can ask Jeff first, because I want to hear his breaking down of his answer as well.
Let me just.
I want to
before
just
Jeff
hear
goes,
Jalil's, Jeff's as well, and
before Jeff goes, let me just read out this comment from the Paxar saying, just finished work and tuned in to see Smith Rowe on the same rank as Fatty. Let me get back to work right now.
it wouldn't be the same without you, bro.
We got the Paxar in the building. All right, Jeff, go on.
I'm gonna go great player with Saka, yeah. And reason being is I don't know how long it's gonna take Arsenal, or wherever he may end up, to find his correct position. Because he's been playing for 2 years, near enough. I still don't know his best position. He's good everywhere, don't get me wrong. He's good at left back, he's good centre mid, he's good left mid, he's good right mid, he's good attacking mid, he could probably play a false nine, he's got the intelligence to. But I'm really not sure on whether it's going to be a thing where everything ends up going through him, like on a consistent basis, or if he's just going to be one of those really, really, really good players and they add a lot to a team, but they're not the complete focal point of the team. Does that make sense? So, like, part of me wants to put him in world class, but the realist in me just be like, I don't think he'll end up that way, man. I think he's just going to be another great player. Like he's got a lot of good attributes, but I don't know if there's a star quality.
Yeah,
I think it's just very like, if it was to grade it, it'd probably be like in like uni terms or something. It'd be like a 2-1 across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a 2-2 in some places.
See, this is the problem with you
Yeah.
smart guys. You think we all know what you're talking about when you put uni and stuff. Yeah, some of us just went uni to hustle. You know what I'm trying to say?
Let me say this. Let me say this. I think we've established. I think, in my opinion, Arsenal may have established Saka's best position as a right mid. In my opinion, because like Jeff said, he's played left back. He's done well there. He played right, left mid as well. So he played in a lot of different positions and wing back positions as well, which is a very techie. But what I would say is, I think he's cementing himself in that position because Pepe was his only challenge. But let's say, for example, we get in another right mid, for example. Let's say that happens, then Saka has a challenge. Saka has a challenge. Sorry, someone's trying to get in. Saka has a challenge there, so he's got to fight for his position. But what I would say is, I think he's cementing that position because everyone who's come up against, once he's hit his form, he's destroyed. And we know Ake ain't no pussy. We know certain man ain't no pussy in that position. He's done them all. So, yeah, I don't know, man. That's the reason why I say it, man.
You know
I hear what Jeff's saying as well.
You know what? Yeah, before Rash goes, I would just say that I'm torn between great player and world class. But the thing about Saka is, if I look at his game, what part of his game do I see as being world class? And I think the only thing I can think of definitely for me is his crossing from when he's on the left side is world class. When he's at left back or even when he's on the left wing, his crossing from that side is actually fantastic. And it was as soon as he broke into the team at left back, he was. What did he get, like over 10 assists this first year from
10,
left back or something?
10 or 11.
Comps?
Yeah,
which is very impressive for an 18-year-old. So when I look at that side of his game, that's a fantastic. But when I look at him on the right, does he have anything yet that's definitely world class? I'm not.
Dribbling, link up play.
His dribbling is excellent. Yeah, his dribbling is very good.
You say his dribbling is world class, or would you just say it's very good? Like,
it's very good. It's very good.
The best thing about Saka is his application. That's his best attribute. Like, he can. The fact that you can put a 19-year-old in centre mid when he's not a centre mid and he doesn't look out of place, he can play left back. Looks good
his
there.
Versatility.
That's his best attribute, is his football brain. But I'll put it this way: being a great player of potential doesn't mean you can't be better than a world-class prospect. Like a world-class prospect, you can be a charisma. Like, let's just bring it back. You can be a charisma. You can have all the ability in the world. It don't mean shit in the end, because look where charisma ended up and look where Cristiano Ronaldo ended up.
Yeah,
so
very true.
The thing with Saka is, I think his football brain is like really, really good, probably better than 95% of this list. So that's why he's linked to the likes of Liverpool and whatnot, because they know he could probably go there and do a really, really good job over there. Probably better than a lot of these players who have better ability. So that's why I'll say great player potential. I don't think he's got a particular standout quality minus the football, or apart from the football brain, but he's really, really good at a lot of things. So there's no reason why he can't be better than someone else. But if you're just going by standout football qualities, then I'd say he's more fitted to great player potential.
Okay, cool. Rash, what are you saying?
You're on mute, by the way, my guy.
Sorry, yeah. So I've been listening to everyone. I've been weighing up everything in regards to what I think as well and comparing it. And look, everything that I am weighing up is just driving me to say that this guy has the potential and the prospect to be world class. He's played multiple positions, and every position that he's played in, he's looked very good and strong in every single one of them. He hasn't let Arsenal down in any one of those positions that they put him in. They put him in positions as a youngster. He got on with it. He's got the right mentality in order to succeed. Reason why I say this is because look, he came onto Arsenal squad, hit the ground running, played in positions that wasn't his own, made it his own. Then when he was asked to play in the positions that he asked to play in, he then smashed it and made it his own as well. At a very young age, he got a call up to England, and his mentality and his motivation and his show what he was doing when he was on the pitch for England, it was out leveling players that had played for England for years. All right. When he came on the pitch, all of a sudden England looked dangerous. He has no fear when he's attacking any defenders. Where being so young, when you're facing a Germany, when you're facing an Italy, you should be a little bit nervous. You might even make a few mistakes. But he went at those squads, full-blooded, full-hearted, with courage, and with that sort of mentality, especially to overcome what he did as well in the Euros, missed the penalty, come back to Arsenal, had a slow start. Now he's starting to kick off again. He showed the right attitude in regards to development and in regards to getting over any traumatic experience that he experienced over at the Euros as well. And when you look at what he can do, that you say, okay, what is he world class at, or what is he even great at right now? Well, his mentality is one. Yeah. Again, Jessica has already mentioned his football brain. The boy is very intelligent on the ball, and he doesn't need to be extremely skillful or even fast to get past players, because the way he slows down the play and then takes it off and then moves, it confuses players. He uses his brain. He's very cerebral. He makes sure that he'll make a player think he's going down the line because that's what they're expecting them to do. But he will know that. So he will do something different. And you can see it in his game. He's got a great shot as well. He has got skills too. And already at his club, he's a pivotal player. How can you be a pivotal player at Arsenal at that age already? It is something to do with Arsenal's crappy recent form. But at the same time, when he was asked to be called upon as a spearhead at such a young age, he took it. He took it like a man. He wore it on his chest. And that's why I think, look, with all that in one, he has to eventually become world class. Has to.
Yeah.
I'll say, I want to piggyback off something as well, because Rash said something about international as well. He played in the World Cup final, and certain man tried to take off his head. That says something. And these are world this is world class defenders, and he's causing issues. That just, as soon as Rash said that to me, that came off my mind, man. So yeah, man, he's pivotal, man, to the World Cup and to.
Yeah, I mean, we've got D-Star saying Saka's a world-class prospect, but unfortunately, with Arsenal are these days, he's probably going to have to leave to reach that. Potentially, yes. Duncan's saying Saka's potential to be world-class as he's already a good player due to his individual ability and the fact that he can play in multiple positions. And D-Star saying Saka, the cerebral assassin, Triple H of football. Yeah, that flowed quite well. So I think based off the comments, obviously, people, again, it's a tie at the moment, but again, we've already got Hassan saying Saka world-class prospect. So it seems like most of the comments are going with Saka world-class prospect. So I think me and Jeff don't mind being outvoted on this one. It's not like we were far from saying world-class either. So Saka is a world-class prospect. 9 people still in the building. Smash the likes. All right, due to time, the next 3 we need to rattle through super quick. So we got Camavinga next. Yeah, we got Camavinga next. So Jalil, I'll let you shout out, and then Jeff and Rash just have to agree or disagree. So Camavinga, Jalil, what are you saying?
Yeah, no, decent player. Quickly, Real Madrid, I saw him making a tackle that Ramos would have been happy with. He got a yellow, but it is what it is.
I saw that plan. I don't know why
so not so proud. They're not so proud.
He's got a lot to work on. I know that we've.
Mind your business.
Siri.
Mind the damn business, bro. See, these things are watching us putting a job there.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so that kind of show today. Sorry, where am I? I'm trying to speed this up. No, fuck it. Let me just put him in great player potential. Just because yeah, we need to see a bit more from the kid. But I'm obviously you guys might disagree with me. Just trying to rush it up.
Rash, Jeff, disagree, agree?
I agree, and the only reason why I wouldn't put anything higher is because it's Italy he's at.
Spain, you mean?
Spain he's at, sorry.
Yeah.
He's Spain where he's at right now, and I think you kind of know where you really are when you play in a league where they're much more aggressive and stronger and stuff like that. If you can carry that on next, then yeah. So, but he's got the potential to be great at the moment.
Cool, Jeff.
I think I agree. Yeah, I ain't got much to disagree about with that one.
Cool. What's the Packs are saying? Nah. With non-Arsenal fans, we cannot let this happen. Saka better than Ansu Fati. Can you repeat, please?
Yeah, 100%.
Can I just touch on that?
If you want to, yeah, go on.
No one's saying Ansu Fati's shit, bro. What we're saying is that he's kind of
not showing a lot.
He's hit this place where he's injured, right? And he's getting injured a lot. And his first injury was horrific, and then they just keep following. For me, you could be one of the best prospects coming up. You'll never be better than someone who's active and who's one of the main players at the moment and who's doing the business at any stage or any position. That's my opinion on that. So I'll stick by that.
That's fair. I'm not sure if I made the Packs are happy, but it's a fair answer. I can't lie.
I'll see about football. Hope he wants.
Yeah, you'll see my football, innit? You'll see my football. All right. We got De Ligt next. Obviously, one of the Ajax man we were talking about before. He ain't been great since he's been at Juve. Rash, what are you saying, man?
Man, De Ligt has let me down, bruv. That man there, he would be the first player I'll buy every season on FIFA. Do you know what I mean? Until he went over to Juventus, I'm just like, okay. So I'm watching how he's playing, and he's just not the same dude. And they see it as well because he can't.
Yeah.
It's not like he starts every game as well. So
I just got red carded at the weekend.
Yeah, man. I mean, what to me? I mean, again, another player that's amazing at his home squad, and then when they leave, you just see that it's just not the business as we thought he was. It's weird because of his past. I'm gonna give him that he has the potential to still be great. But man, his ceiling was high a season, 2 seasons ago.
It was still. It was. Any agreements, right? Jeff and Jalil.
So I'd probably go with good player, but I'm not opposed to great. That's just my personal one. Probably be good player, but it's very marginal. So
that's definitely where he is right now.
Yeah, I think he's got enough cash in the bank to still be great player potential, but it's close.
Yeah.
It's close. I can't lie. One more season like that. I think he's still 22.
He's got time, man. They don't hit their prime until they're at least 32. He's got 10 years, bro. Let him hold that great for now, man.
No worries.
Should only go up.
Yeah, it's true. All right, next up we got Doku, Belgium left winger that plays for Rennes. Now obviously we all saw him at the Euros. Guy looked quick as hell. What are we saying, Jeff? Where would you put him based on what you've seen of him?
Okay. It's kind of like a sample size I'm going off because saw him in Euros, odd League One game. I go with great. Doesn't look like a dangerous player, but we'll see if he has the consistency like long term. But great.
Okay. Rash, Jalil, any disagreements? Agree, disagree? No disagreements.
You're on mute.
Yeah, I was just saying I can't disagree, to be honest.
Cool. Doku goes here. All right, next up is Mbappe. Now, obviously, this list is 23 and under, so he just may say as he recently turned 23. Next time we do this, he might not be here because he might be 24. Depends. But again, I said we needed to talk about Mbappe for a while, but do we need to? Do we know where he belongs? Does anyone feel a little bit less upbeat on Mbappe?
Let's see.
Or are we still all same generation? Anyone change their minds on that?
I haven't changed my mind from that, man. His generation, man. Let's be real here, man. He's a bad boy. Let's be real. I don't know if anyone wants to change their mind, but I ain't changed my mind. No way.
No chance for me, man. That's the flag flyer for football, man. When
Facts.
Messi and Ronaldo hang it up, like,
Yeah,
and
facts.
'cause I don't count Neymar anymore, man. I'm sorry, but
He's
yeah.
30, bro.
Man, I hit 30 today or something like that.
It's not. He's 30 next month. What he did today is he announced his documentary, innit? That's when you know someone's finished, when they announce the
Yeah.
documentary. They're 30,
Already,
but
you got a
at
documentary in the 20s.
29, in their
Nah,
20s.
it's
So
like
come on, man.
he's just a commodity at this point. Like he's still Neymar. Like Neymar's Neymar, innit? But
Neymar's Neymar, yeah.
yeah,
Neymar's
like
Neymar.
but if you talk about who's going to be more important, like at this point, I could argue that Mbappe is more important than Neymar. So, yeah, Mbappe is a generational talent to me, man.
Cool. And Rash, you agreed too as well.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, now next up we got Eze. Some people might think, right, what's Eze doing on this list? But you know what? I actually think Eze is a good player, and it's
Yes.
only because he played for Palace that he gets a bit slept on. But he's actually very, very talented. But again, maybe Southeast London bias, so who knows? Do you know what are you saying about Eze, man? Let's hit him up. Let's hit him quick. What are you saying?
I was hoping you were gonna start on me, man. I didn't need to think of something.
Hey, I can go to the Palace man Rash. I can go to the Palace man Rash. Go on.
I'll have it. Unless Rash, you want it? I'll have it. I don't mind.
We're all gonna have it, so go ahead.
All right, cool. I like this. You basically said, no, you take it, motherfucker. Yeah, no, Eze is a bad boy, man. Now, I remember last season he did this massive run, and I thought, looking at him, oh, God, he goes to a better club. And you always got to put this into perspective in terms of what club they're playing for now and what currently and what they potentially could do at a bigger club. Do you get what I'm saying? So Eze is obviously at a mid-table team. We can happily say that. It might change with Vieira there, but you know, the injury he had as well could have kept him out for a bit as well. Let's hope that it's not a consistent error in his game. I say that because he needs to work on stuff, you know. But for me, just a good player. But with what you've seen in the sparks of him, you could go potentially great player. For me, oof. I know you know what I'm saying. Jeff had to go oof. Like I got to my chest, man. Now I can't be shying away from these kind of things. I haven't seen enough of Eze to go great, but I have seen sparks of him that he can go great, and he can potentially be world class one day. But for now, the injury that took him out after that game, those good run of games he had, you know, he scored that free kick as well for Palace. I can't give him more than just a good player at the moment. I ain't seen enough. He might disappear. He might be a Townsend. Do you know what I mean? We might not see him again during the business. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I hear that. I hear that. That's fair. Rash, Jeff, any disagreements for Eze? Just a good player?
For me, Eze just a good player. He's, don't get me wrong, he's good, shows like good flashes, but I think his career could be similar to like a Zaha. Like I don't even know if he might get that chance to get the move. Zaha had his chance, and then the alleged rumors or whatnot. But like
we know he did it. Don't say alleged. He know
yeah, Eze's good, but I don't even know if he'll get his shot. So if you're not going to get your shot, like I don't think Palace are going to become like a force like that. I think they're just going to be a consistent Premier League team, and he may end up at like a Villa or something. But I'd go with good at best.
Okay, Rash.
Eagles. Yeah. So I agree with both of you lads. I think he's just a good player, and I think that's what he's gonna be as well. I mean, and that's outside of even the injury that he's got. When he's on the pitch, he's an important player on the pitch, but he's not the most important player on the pitch, and he's still raw. He's still very raw. He's got a lot of his game that he needs to work on. I mean, you see his teammates get frustrated. Well, Zaha gets frustrated with everyone anyway. But you see that there's certain things that you can see that he should do or he could do. He doesn't. Not necessarily. He doesn't necessarily flop. He might just go for a different option that you know. Okay, when you're a bit smarter and a bit more have a bit more experience, you'll take that option because you'll know that was the better way to go. So I just think he just needs to work a little bit on his game. But I think yeah, he's just gonna be a good player, someone that's spoken about, but I don't even think he'll probably make. No, yeah, I reckon he'll make his national team if he, tries. Yeah.
What is it? What is it?
Did he play for England?
I thought so. I thought he played for
No,
England in
Well,
youth.
yeah, he did. But what I mean is that, and what I actually mean by that is, I don't think he'll be an England regular. I reckon he'll be one of those players that will have to go play for his native club.
Yeah, I
Oh
think
right, okay,
That's
okay,
fair.
yeah, that's fair, that's fair. But yeah, even the fact that he's on this list already,
Yeah,
he'll
well
probably
done to
thank
him.
us for yeah, well done to him. All right, you know what? Let's get a couple of mine out of the way that probably we can rattle off quite quick. So let me bring them up. Who can we hit quick? Konate, Rash, where would you put him?
Um, I like him, but I don't want to get gas to say world class potential, but I like him. I think he'll be a great is minimum. He'll be, I think.
Cool. Any disagreements?
nah, not for me. I don't think.
Yeah, for me, there's a disagreement. I think I'll put him in world class personally.
Okay.
Just off the stuff in terms of defending, he ain't no little. He's not scared. You know, certain men are scared. Playing next to Van Dijk, you think you got expectations to hit, which you potentially do, but you don't want to do it. You say, let my man do the hard work. And I'll say this, yeah, Matip, yeah, in my opinion, has been very, very good for the last couple,
Yeah.
let's say about 3 years. Despite the injuries, you know, we got to speak about that, you know, because he comes back and he's a bit soft and then he gets hard. Well, pause before I even say that. Pause. So, when he's strong again, then he gets active again and he starts doing the business. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's a vital player to the team, especially when Van Dijk was out. Do you get what I'm saying? Now, with my man now, yeah, he played very well in a few games I've seen him in, especially next to Van Dijk, and I can see why they bought him at a young age. And it's going to play on the clock, let's be real. You're going to get better, man. Let's not sit here and lie, man. If you're going to stay at Liverpool and he's going to get the players in and whatever, you're going to be that guy. And for me, yeah, he tackles, he ain't no pussy. I remember there was a game he lifted Fred like he was his baby and that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, these things happen. So yeah, man, I like his aggression. I like that he's not scared, and that says a lot for me, man. You know, he puts in tackles, he's doing the business in my eyes. So world class for me, boy.
Yeah. I think I didn't see him enough at Leipzig to make a full argument for him. I think it wouldn't show me at all if he did become world class, to be honest, because he's definitely got all the physical attributes for sure. He's not bad at passing as well. He's pretty good at that. But I'll put him great player for now. But I think if I'll go off in a year's time, he might be in the world class if he keeps doing what he's doing when he plays. Obviously, it's not easy because he's got Matip and Van Dijk in front of him, but at the same time, it could be perfect for him as well because he's learning from them too. So yeah, the next guy we want to do quick is Upamecano. So I actually don't mind starting with him because I just want to say with Upamecano, I think he's just going to be just a good player. I've seen too much of that guy. His defending is embarrassing. I think he's not going to be a great player. So that's just my opinion. What do you man think about Upamecano?
Yeah, I'll go for this one. I'll come off the back of that one. He is well. I was going to put in world class as well.
Okay.
It's crazy, isn't it? I know you're falling around world class quite a lot. But yeah, I'm sorry, but with him, yeah, I'm saying he's made a lot of mistakes. I've seen the games he's been making the mistakes in, but for me, he it's kind of a 50-50 thing. He makes mistakes, but then last week mistake or something. I've seen that in 2 games. It's not many, but I've seen it in 2 games. His passing is quite decent. He's active.
Good,
yeah, he's active as well. But again, we got to call it what it is. He's a bit young. He's still young, remember. So he's still got time to hit his prime. But for me, yeah, I'm gonna say world class, man. I see like a Varane. That's what I saw from him you know what I mean? I'm relating it to him. Quick, beastie, ain't scared. And again, I'm just trying to relate it to Varane. Do you get what I'm saying? And I see that in him when he starts playing, especially on 21s as well. He's out there, man. So yeah.
Yeah. Rash Jeff, Upamecano, what you want to say?
For me, yeah, just good, man. Like where I realized he wasn't that good is when Man United beat Leipzig 5-0. and I think he'd
He was
already
awful
agreed
that game.
a
So
signing
My
for,
God.
like, because before that you see him in the Bundesliga, it's cool. Like, it's high line, he's quick, he's gonna make recovery tackles. It looks good, but actual reading of the game as a defender, no.
Non-existent.
He's not gonna. I can't see him being a top defender. Then again, I think that what's wanted from a defender is gonna change. I don't think you're gonna need to be a world class defender to play. So he'll
True.
get signed by a lot of top teams and whatnot. But him personally, I think good player is where it's gonna stop.
Okay. Rash.
all right, so he got a big name at a very young age. Got a lot of
Did.
prospect and a lot of talk about him. It's got a lot of focus. I mean, to the point where Arsenal fans were saying, "We want him here, bring him over here." You know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean? At
remember
one
that.
stage, I
Yeah.
think maybe 2 seasons ago. Since
Yeah.
then, though, as you said and as Jeff said, we found holes in his game. We've seen him play against certain teams, and he's not looked good at all in those games. But then in other games, you
Nope.
see him and you're like, wow, that is one solid defender. And I think that is the
Mm.
problem. As a centre back,
That
you
is
got to
the
be consistent.
problem.
Yeah, as a centre back, you just got to be consistent. And as a defender, to get some sort of rating to be a world class defender or generational talent, you have to have consistency in you. You just have to. And unfortunately, he doesn't have that. He doesn't. He's always sometime-ish, hot and cold. You're not really sure what he's gonna get. You might even get a good run of 5 straight games and then he'll have a really bad game. Do you know what I mean? Like, how can that come out of the same player? So that's his hindrance. But I still believe he's got a lot in him. And under the right coaching, I think he does still have the potential to be a great player.
Okay. We got one world class, two good, and then one great. So he goes in good for now. But again, if we're wrong, people let us know. Maybe if I'm being harsh, but I don't know. Upamecano is a bit. He's a funny character. He's got so many good attributes, but mentally sometimes just makes some dumb mistakes. I can't even lie.
We got two more.
Um.
I think I got two more, which we could do probably quick. I think
Oh yeah. Go on.
Yeah, same.
Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi.
Okay. What you man? What you saying? What you saying? What you saying?
To me, both of them good players. Pulisic on ability, I really like him. I think he's a sick player. But in terms of what you're required to do as a winger, in terms of like assists, goals, and not just troubling your fullback, I don't think he does enough of that. Like, he just troubles his fullback a lot, and it looks really good, like,
Mm,
aesthetically. But if you're like the manager, like, what else are you bringing? Like,
mm,
because he gets dropped a lot, apart from the
He does.
injuries. He's in and out of the team, and same with Hudson-Odoi. Like, Hudson-Odoi is like, his name started ringing because Bayern offered like 35 mil whenever that was, like 2 years ago or whatever. And like, he was playing before, but I was just like, he looks cool.
Yeah.
Then when Bayern offered that money, you're like, all right, maybe let me take a closer look. And since then, he just looks like the same guy to me. Like, he looked a little better under Tuchel, but I don't think that he's gonna be anything more than just a good player. Still might have a good, solid career. Still may be part of a team that wins some stuff,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't think he personally is gonna be anything more than a good player. So, a good player for both of them, for me personally.
Cool. So Jeff's put Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi and just a good player. What we say, Jalil Rash, agree, disagree?
mm. The thing is with Pulisic, he is actually a really good player, but a player like him, he needs to be in a team where he's slightly the best player in order to shine.
Okay.
He's the main guy to do things, and that's what got his attention previously. Now, when you're in a team where you've got a lot of good players who might not even have the ball contact ability that you do, but they bring a lot more to the game, as Jeff was saying. They may be able to put through a pass, a clinical pass, or an assist, or get a couple goals. And yeah, Pulisic gets goals, not enough. He's injured a lot. He is a menace on the pitch when he's up against one-on-one against defenders and stuff like that. But as in entirety, for what he brings to the team, there's a reason why he's he gets subbed. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And it's because he's just missing a certain quality that you need as a team player. You know, I've seen a lot of players come through the Premier League like a lot with his ability, and they've just kind of phased out. And he could be one of
Yeah.
them if he doesn't get the right sort of training as well. So yeah, I agree with you, man. He could at the moment just be a good player.
Okay, Jalil.
Pulisic for me could be a great player.
Yeah, same.
For me, especially what he done at Dortmund, what he does for his national team as well, built a team around him, and he's got them far just being the main player. You know, just giving him the ball and he does the business. So he's good there. Chelsea, Chelsea's got an issue in terms of the amount of attacking plays they've got in terms of to choose from. So one thing doesn't work one game, and that's it for them. Like they'll just switch it around.
Yeah.
How many people they've got, and it keeps happening. Like, don't get me wrong, Tuchel sick manager, but he does it all the time. So Pulisic's definitely a great play for me. Hudson-Odoi, I haven't really seen much from him, man. So he's gonna have to be good as well. But I like the kid. But other than that, that's what I'm gonna stay there.
Yeah, I agree with Hudson-Odoi. Definitely just a good player. Pulisic, I think, does have great player potential, which I think makes it 2-2. So we've got 9 people in the building, 30 seconds. You lot decide. Is Pulisic great player, just a good player, or are we wrong and does he belong somewhere else? Y'all got 30 seconds to choose while we move on to the next. So Jeff picked out 2 people he wanted to do quick. Rash, you got any 2 here or any more that you like?
So I'm gonna just jump to it. To the main obvious ones that I can see. Haaland, and Trent. I still have them. I still have Trent as a generational talent, and I put Haaland as generational talent as well. Man's an animal.
I actually agree. Yeah, definitely Haaland. I think now Trent as well. Yeah, I'm with the Trent thing. Yeah, on the Trent train.
I'm with both too.
Jalil? I know you're with Haaland. So I'll move Haaland now, but
move Haaland now.
What are you saying about Trent?
Move Haaland now generational, and then put Trent in generational as well.
Oh yeah? Okay.
All right, we've got an answer for Pulisic.
So
30 seconds we've taken.
So what?
The Pax are Pulisic good player. Cool. Pulisic goes in good player.
What I was gonna say about Trent has gone on me.
Chelsea fans are gonna hate us, fam. They're gonna think this is bias, fam.
No, he's gonna hate the people that said good. They're gonna watch the video and see that certain man did great.
I'm just gonna say, you support Chelsea, yeah? Yeah. Fuck Chelsea.
Why did you say yeah like that? Yeah.
That's good, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Fuck Chelsea. What? That never gets old. Excuse my language, people.
That's a
What's it called?
Yeah, Trent. Wait, hold on. Sorry, Jalil. The Paxton said John Oba said add him to this show now.
Oh.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna send Oba the deals now. Let him know. Smash the like, man. Man, like Oba, you know.
I was just gonna say, Oba, you don't get a say. You can say, but you don't get a say.
Okay. Oba's coming in.
Yeah, John. Quickly on Trent, quickly, because Paxton just said it. Paxton just said it as well. I agree with that. As long as Klopp or the next person that follows, or whatever club he goes to, he plays him in a position and gives him the cover, he's laughing. Other than that, well, I cannot say that he's not generational or not. He's top 3 in terms of passing in Europe.
I reckon he'll be brilliant in one of those Spanish clubs.
I think he could be as well.
Yes, they ask for the same thing, isn't it? Like, that's the modern fullback thing. It's not just like a Klopp thing anymore, man. Like Klopp and Pep and whoever else you want to credit to it, that fullback's positions changed, man. So Trent is his whole thing is he's creating. He's basically attacking mid from a deeper place or like a deep line playmaker.
Deeper.
So
yeah,
man.
Yeah. Big up Arlen in the building saying Pulisic good player, so that's another vote for Pulisic as well. The Packs are saying Trent ain't generational if he lives Liverpool career packed. That's harsh.
I don't think
so. Big up Olders in the building. Hope you're good, my guys. Saying hi guys, better late than never. I need to see Vinny in generational. Hey,
God damn
I
it.
don't know about
Isn't it? You're
God
being
damn,
like you're putting
God
man under
damn.
unnecessary pressures.
You know
there,
what?
bro.
Vinicius
You know what,
Junior, bro.
guys? Can we make one edit? Yeah, I want to move Doku down to just a good player.
I'm
Who?
not mad at that either.
Who?
Doku, the Belgian guy.
Yeah, I'm not
The
mad.
Belgian
It's a
guy?
sample size, man. So
I'm not mad, and you know what? I was thinking that when I was grading him, but I was also thinking about where I think his potential should be. But I've seen so many good players in that position, and they're good players, but they never make it to be that guy.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's probably too hasty, man. It's just a sample size we got in it, really.
Yeah, it was a good sample size. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah,
Let's see what the Pax
yeah,
has to say now.
Nah, I think our list is not too bad at the moment. I think we're
I
doing
like
a good job, but
Mhm.
I think
The
we're doing
Pats
a good
ain't coming
job.
on. It's Oba. Oba's coming on.
It's
not the Pats.
Oba's coming on, but to be fair, I was having a look at the group chat where I sent it to Oba, and the Paxer was on there messaging people saying, "Hey, someone come on, real Walker, please, I need help." so, so yeah. All right. Any more quick hitters? Jalil, your turn. Quick hitters.
Yeah, let's do two. I want to do Foden, and I want to do Pedri.
Okay, what are you saying?
Yeah, they, whoa, slow down. Foden generational. For reasons of how Pep don't chat shit. Yeah, Pep said, Messi, hey, chill,
God damn it, bro.
hey, chill. Hey.
What that for? Please.
Pep said Messi's gonna be the shit. Messi was the shit. Pep said Arteta's gonna go Arsenal to help them. Arsenal.
yo, what is this guy? Why is he just taking
Just saying things.
Yo, just to this left.
No, go on. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm playing. But yeah, Pep said, Foden had to go on loan. People shouted for Foden to go on loan, saying he wasted his talent. He said, no, I'm building him. I want to build a team around him. I want him to be the main guy, this and that. And then, just off what we've been seeing, his dribbling, his awareness of football, he's footballing brain a lot, man. It's kind of hard to say he's not going to be generational. I think anyone that says otherwise, I don't know, just ain't thinking straight. So yeah, I'm gonna go.
Louise, no pressure.
No, not you, man. You, man, obviously, I've got opinions, but I'm just saying that if you don't think you're doing generational, well, I don't know what you're watching.
Fair enough. And Pedri?
Pedri. Once Barca get up and running, he's laughing because what I saw in the Euros, 8-1 to put aside. You get what I'm saying? So for me, he's also going to be generational. I'll put it out there, man. I'm not gonna hold back on that. What I saw from him is the same thing I saw from Xavi, Iniesta, and Busquets. His composure on the ball, getting the most touches and running his head off. But I was surprised he didn't come off crawling. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna go for Pedri generation.
Okay. Before I get to Rash and Jeff on that, read out a couple of the comments. Big up, Nitzy likes the hustle. Say Vinicius Junior is a Brazilian Tarat. Tarat's more skillful, my guy. I can't lie.
Yeah.
He wouldn't do that in the Premier League, but I know he's saying that as a diss. I can't lie. So, Oldest saying that Foden is a world-class talent, and the Pax is saying thank you, Jalil. Oldest, you good? World-class with Saka. What are you smoking? All right, let them have it in the chat. Big up Oba in the building, man. Oba's in the building. What are you saying, Oba?
Hello. Yeah, I'm good, man. Do I sound good, yeah? Can you hear me good?
Yeah.
Hey, put your screen down. Put your screen down. Can't see your face.
Put my screen down. Is that better?
That's better.
Yeah.
Long time, man. Good to
Okay.
see you.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I hope everyone's good, man. How's everyone doing?
Yeah, bless both.
All
Not
good,
bad,
man.
man.
All
Good
good.
stuff.
So yeah, Oba, man. I know Ed asked me to send you the link, so I know you must want to disagree with something. So before we carry on, what do you disagree with? What's your gripe?
Firstly, Ansu Fati, I don't know if people are forgetting what he was before his injury, but we're not going to put him where he is.
Oba.
Hey, I said world-class
Yeah.
prospect.
I like that you said one thing before his injury. What is he now though? His injury ain't gonna get him to world class. Where he is now? That was my whole thing.
He's still young. He's still got the talent. He's still young and he's still got the talent.
I don't know, man. I said that. So I tell you why I said that. So I tell you why I said that, yeah. Because if you're getting these injuries from young, and these are deep injuries, these ain't just like some normal injuries, yeah. And I don't know, bro. Like, he's a bad boy. Let's not get it wrong. He's a bad boy, but come on. Sometimes you go for a tackle. You know what it's like when we play football. We go for a tackle. Say, I don't want to injure myself. I've got work tomorrow, kind of thing. I feel like he's got that man frame all the time. He goes for a tackle because he's scared to get injured again.
I don't think so.
Do you not think he's overhyped a little bit because of Barcelona's history with young players? Or you really think he's one of them guys?
Yeah, I used to say Greenwood is better than Ansu Fati, but then I had to actually pay attention to Ansu Fati.
Greenwood is better.
Nah.
Do you think so?
Nah. Greenwood,
that's a
nah.
debate.
That Greenwood is tough, man.
He is good though.
I think Fatty's good though. Or he can be great. I don't know if he's gonna be like one of them guys. And it's kind of like what someone said in the comments. Like Barcelona aren't where they are. Like they're gonna be trying to rebuild. Is he gonna be the one to shoot them back to where they should be? I don't think so, man. Like me personally, I get it, like ability wise, and obviously the hype around him 2-3 years ago or whatever. But in reality, like when you strip it all back and you look at it, it's just like, all right, he's gonna be a top player, but I don't know if he's gonna be like a world class player. Like the way
he will.
You reckon?
Yeah, and I believe Camavinga will as well.
Potentially, yeah. I agree
That
with
one
does have the ability.
I don't know, like the Real Madrid move, it might have been too early.
That Real Madrid move is perfect for him because he's not going anywhere. He's staying there. He's going to solidify his name in the game at Real Madrid. They knew what they were doing with that.
He doesn't need to leave, innit? He doesn't need to leave. That's the thing.
Never, ever.
Nah, yeah, unless it's a step down.
We know that it can go one of two ways at Real Madrid, right? Like they had a bunch of players that they bought, like even like good Spanish players, and they end up having to move because there's just no room. Like even like Modric.
No, there's room for Camavinga because Madrid's midfielders are aging.
It is, but then you see like it's aging, but Modric just signed. Well, he's got a deal to what 2023.
Yeah.
Like Camavinga is still going to be hella young.
Yeah,
he's still going to be hella young. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't know whether he's going to be one of the players that breaks the cycle and forces his way into the team, or one of those players who ends up falling by the wayside of Real Madrid. Because it's happened.
He does look good though. When he does look decent, I can't lie.
That's what I'm saying. Like
even when he plays for Madrid, he looks decent. I can't lie. Doesn't look out of place.
So because we're talking about Madrid.
Yeah. So the Kovacic, he did, yeah.
We're talking about Madrid for his career.
Kovacic is a baller
but
though.
Before Madrid, he was balling out.
Who's that? You're saying what? Camavinga?
Yeah, before Madrid, he was balling out, and Madrid are better than the team he came from.
But League One is all right, man. No disrespect to League One. It's a walk in the park. Like it's like you can. Don't get me wrong. You can. He looked good, but bro, like at the same time, I'm not. There's not too much credence to that. You can say I'm hating Pepe. Pepe looked good in League One. He looked like a killer in League One.
He was a killer.
Good now.
He was a murderer.
So Camavinga's still gonna end up a really good.
You're gonna bring David into this chat, G. You're gonna bring David into this chat if you start talking about Pepe, man.
Oh yeah, let me stop. Okay, Pepe's the best one.
All right. Wait, hold on. We need to move on. But Oda's saying Fati before the injury was seen as a bigger talent than Foden and Pedri. To be honest,
He was seen
that's
as that.
probably true. He was seen as that, yeah. Ed in the building saying Anthony is better than Saka
Already. Go away.
Pepe in League One means Ligue 1, man. No one's gonna give it the French. No one's gonna give it the.
I know it's funny.
And Ed saying Pep is the best. I thought it was David. He's not gonna let that David Duff thing go, Jeff. I can't lie. Wait, so where were we at? Jalil said Pedro and Foden generational. So what are we saying about that?
Foden and who?
Foden and Pedri generational.
I think Foden's generational. Me, myself, and I.
Wait, who said Foden's generational?
I think so.
You think Foden's generational?
I think Foden's generational.
I think that's what I said.
Yeah. Rash, Jeff?
Can agree with the Foden one. Think yeah, it's just getting better with more and more games. So his talent, I think talent, we never could dispute how dangerous he was in it. But I just think he's going to become a big part of that Man City team, especially with like the De Bruyne's and that getting on a bit. He'll become a major player, man. So yeah, generational for me.
Okay, Rash.
Yeah, that's probably the one I agree with Pedri. I don't think that highly already of Pedri. I think he's a brilliant player, and I think from what I've seen of him, he's very slick, he's very good on the ball and everything like that. But as we've seen, so many players, man, so many of them come out of the same schooling kind of thing and have these potentials, and they don't always work out to hit the heights that the hype has put behind them as well. Still waiting to see a little bit more. I'm aware of the hype, I'm aware of his ability, and I can see what he can do. At the moment, that's steering me just to say he's going to be a great player potentially, and he's going to be a pivotal player at clubs if he was to move. Is he going to reach the other level? I don't know. I'm not too sure yet.
Yeah. Okay, so we've put forward in generational. We've got 12 people in the chat, which is fantastic. Almost an hour and a half in. So big up every single one of you. Obviously, big up Oba for joining us. And yeah, smash the likes if you haven't already, and subscribe. And do share your thoughts. Right, so Foden's generational. Pedri, Jalil said generational. Ras said world class prospect. Jeff.
Stuck between great and world class. Like I think
That's a great player. I think I said great, you know.
Oh, did you say great?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I said great. Like I'm stuck between one of them because if I'm using the same thing for Fatty, I'm going to use it for Pedri too. Like, don't get me, Pedri looks really good in this Barcelona team and whatnot, and he's one of like their key players. But Barcelona are dog shit right now. Like from time where you need like a Braithwaite in that, like bro, like
but what does a team have to do with a player's talent?
I hate that.
Okay, because it highlights the talent more.
But he does it for Spain as well.
Because he played 73 games or whatever he played last season. Everyone's like, oh man, this guy's sick. And it's because Barcelona are so bad. So because you're focusing on someone playing so many games and them looking bad for a fallen giant, then they end up looking better than they are. That's what I mean by that. So you can, like, his talent, it can be perceived as he's a generational talent or whatnot. But in reality, for me, it may be world class at best, maybe. And that's me being fair. I mean, it may even be lower. I'm not sure.
Okay. And Oba, what are you going for Pedri?
Generational. Like, it's obvious.
Yeah. Okay. So we got 2 generationals, 2 great player. So I've got the deciding vote. To be fair, I would have put him in world class prospect, so that doesn't actually change anything.
But John, did you watch him during the Spain games and all that?
At the Euros, he was at the Euros he was fantastic, but
at such a young age.
You know what? The thing is,
he gets discredited because people will say this is a shit Rio. That's what they'll say.
No.
I'm not. Would you say discredited? Like this world class and generational. Let's be clear, that's not a discrediting. Like,
no. I'm saying from what he potentially could be, because obviously I'm not going to say he's world class now. I'm not going to say he's great or good or anything. But can he be generational in terms of how Xavi potentially can mold him in now? Now we've got to remember Xavi's there now.
I'm not using, but I get that. But even when you say Xavi, and even because you said, I think your point was you see like the elements of the Xavis, the Busquets, and the Iniestas. Xavi and Iniesta weren't Xavi and Iniesta to grown men. Like I don't know if I can use that as my reasoning for why he'll be generational. Like you can be as slick as you want. Like you could be an oil spill for all I care. But
and you know what?
Last one, John. Last one.
Yeah, go on.
That was my point, because as I said at the beginning, no one's going to be where they are today. But when you see little bits of stuff from them, that's kind of how we're judging it. Because we can't say he's going to be next year. He could be a flop. He could just turn out to be a good player. He could get an injury and then it's done for him. Do you know what I'm saying? Or he could be the best midfielder in about 10 years. That's what I'm kind of going at. I'm saying I see snippets of him. Yeah, that's it. Sorry, go on, John.
Nah, sorry, Jalil. Sorry to interrupt you. And I think
no.
And that point that you made around Xavi is where, all right, if I kind of just say my piece now, when you bring up the Xavi Iniesta, that's what we look at now as generational. And I'm thinking, can Pedri reach that level? I'm not sure I've seen enough yet to convince me that he can. Which is why now I'm looking at this list. From my opinion, if I'm being maybe 100% honest, I'm saying that Mbappe, Haaland, Trent, and maybe I'm riding out on this hill because I'm sure no one will agree with me. Joao Felix are the only ones I think really are generational. I'm not even sure Foden's generational. I can't cap. I'm not sure. But
do you think Joao Felix
yeah.
is world class right now? Just asking.
Nah, not right now. Nah.
Only
because I just think Joao Felix has mad talent, but the technical move has been bad for him. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
But yeah, it's been bad for him.
'cause
But
it's
again,
such
that might be biased as well. There might be some bias as well with Joao Felix.
But with
how
what
he
you
plays.
just said there,
Hmm.
I feel like if we're looking at football and all the midfielders that have retired and we see as generational talents, a lot of them did come from the same class, same era, maybe 2-3 years apart.
Hmm.
The
True.
talent that we have in front of us now, I feel like every single one in generational will go on to be talked about for a very long time once they retire. And I feel like there's a few more on the list that will be as well. So when I look at generational talents, I hear what you mean by like they have to show it week in, week out and things like that. But they're still young and they've got their whole career ahead of them. And I don't doubt any player in generational will not be
Yeah.
generational.
Yeah. It's tough still. It's tough. But all right, we've got a tie with Pedri. So obviously because of the time, 14 people in the building. Obviously, I keep saying it. Smash the likes. But we'll give you lot 30 seconds to choose where Pedri belongs while we move on to the next one. We need to rattle through it. So Rash, pick a man for me and put them in a place.
Right. Martinelli, I reckon he will reach the potential of world class.
Okay, cool. Panel, agree, disagree. Rash is saying Martinelli world class.
I'd probably go with great again for Martinelli. Yeah, I don't know if I see world class. There's great attributes again that I see. Just don't know if the consistency is gonna match it. Like I think that's
Okay.
for me. That's all part of it when I'm judging it.
Okay. So Jeff is going great player. Oba.
Great.
Okay. Oba's
If
going
if
great.
that if that
Are you thinking less?
Look at
if that
That's why I said you shouldn't even let him judge, bro. You should just let him speak, and that's it. Yeah, we'll hear you, but we won't hear you. You know what
So
I'm
we hear you, but we don't hear you.
Jalil.
I'm just trying to think, man, because I was bigging this guy up last show. So I want to go for world class. I want to go for world class. No, fuck it.
We do what
I'm
we
going
want.
world class. I'm going world class. I'll go for world class for the reasons of nah, man, because that conditions my whole thing. No, because he had an injury. He had an injury which set him back.
That's it. He's had injuries, yeah.
He had a very big injury that set him back, and to come back looking the way that he is so far, he's done very well as far as I'm concerned. And I think Arteta was very smart in bringing him back slowly and not as quick as we wanted him to return, to be honest.
But then there was also points where even on this show he was getting corned earlier in the season for bad performance.
Yeah, and that's why. And what did we say? And I think I said it in the last couple shows as well. I said, look, when he first came back from his injury, it seemed like he knew his potential and he put pressure on himself to perform at that same ability. So it all looked quite erratic. It looked like his mind and his thinking process was just all over the place. He'd want to do something, end up doing something else, and it wasn't coming off for him. But I think it just seems like he's slowed things down in his mind. He takes the time to think about what he's going to do. His awareness is much better, and we don't really see those type of performances that he was putting in at the beginning of the season right now. We don't see them anymore.
Okay. But with those two arguments there, I'm siding more towards Rash for the reasons of the injury was bad, but he's come back and he's played like in December, if I'm not mistaken, I think we had about 9 to 11 games to play. I think we played about 8, maybe 7. Sorry,
Yeah,
7.
yeah.
He's fully involved. And with players who have these injuries, realistically, that many games in a month, you should get injured. Has he been helping us? Has he been helping us as a team? Undoubtedly, yes. And Arsenal ain't even that good. And he's been scoring goals, scored 2 goals against a few teams. He played really well against West Ham, which was our biggest challengers. He runs like a headless chicken. He attacks, he defends from the front, and that's kind of what you love to see. Yeah, man, I'm going world class, man. When he goes to Brazil, when he starts playing for the full Brazil team in about 3 to 4 years, you'll see what time it is. So I'm going world class for him. I can see it. I can see it happening. Yeah.
I just want to say on top of what Jalil said as well, and this is one of the things that's helping me fashion my answer as well. Yeah, is when Martinelli, Saka first came through, we judged them both together quite often actually. And in my head, I was always like, look, Saka is more pivotal right now, and it's what Arsenal need right now, and he's most important to the club. But I thought that Martinelli's ceiling was a bit higher, what he could potentially reach because of the type of skill and play that he was bringing into the game from such a young age, and the type of energy that he was bringing on the pitch. He'll change the game as soon as he'll come, and just by energy alone. So I would say that his ceiling was a bit higher, but obviously I've seen Saka advance since then, especially in the time that Martinelli was injured as well. And that's why I think right now they're on the same plateau. You know what I'm trying to say? I think Saka showed that he's actually up there. I think Martinelli had that potential in the beginning, and then he's slowly showing that he still has that right now. That's driving my answers.
Yeah, I think with the Martinelli one, it's a case of at the beginning. I think most Arsenal fans and football fans in general would have definitely put Martinelli over Saka as a talent. I think the problem what's happened with Martinelli is the injury messed him up a lot. Then Arteta didn't trust him for a long time, so we haven't had enough of a chance to see a consistent run of form. Not even run of form, run of games from him. And this is the best one that he's had in probably like a year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only reason why I'll put him great player for now. But again, I think in a year's time, because again he's also so young. In a year's time, again, if he's in world class, I don't think anyone here will be surprised, apart from maybe Alba. I'll put Martinelli, like what they decided. I'll put him in great player for now, innit? For now. Still 10 people in the building. Smash the likes. People, let us know, where does Pedri belong? Is a great player or world class? We need your votes. 30 seconds. Still haven't done it, so I'll give you another 30 seconds. All right, Rash gave us a quick hitter there. Martinelli, Jeff, quick hitter.
All right. I'm gonna say Havertz, good player.
You're cold as ice.
Okay. Anyone disagree? Havertz just a good player.
I disagree.
I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree as well. To be fair.
I disagree.
Yeah, everyone disagrees.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? I'll do it. I'll do it. Havertz great player potential. Who disagrees?
But then, it's
I
kind of done.
I disagree.
I disagree.
Oh, you man are all saying world class, yeah?
I think he has the prospect to be
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
I think.
Okay.
He had a slow
I think
start, but he
a
picked
world-class
it up,
prospect.
man.
Okay. I'm not mad at that.
He had a slow start at Chelsea and picked it up. But for his previous club and his national team, I mean, they already recognize what he can do. You can see it.
He's picked it up, but all right. It's Chelsea time. It's been 18 months so far, yeah.
Yeah.
First 6-7 months, it was. Yeah, you can see the ability, like it's there, but you can't.
Underwhelming though, very.
Yeah, like he hasn't put together any real form. Then towards the end of the season, he picked it up. Then you're expecting him, the start of this season, to really, really take off. He kind of weaned off again, and looks like he's approaching some form again. But Lukaku coming back in could change everything, because he looks like he's best in a false nine. When he's wide, he's good, but he's not really affecting much. Like a lot of the time, he's just neat on the ball, nice little layoffs, things like that. But all in all, I just don't see him being anything more than just a very good player. Like he's gonna be very good. He's gonna be part of some really, really good teams. But in terms of a consistent starter, someone who is indispensable and things of that nature, and those intangibles, nah. Like I think he's just gonna be a good player.
I think he needs to leave Chelsea. I think they're overrunning those type of players and positions, to be honest.
There's a shout there too. A lot of attacking players aren't improving at Chelsea. That is
Maybe it's
that's
that.
kind of true.
Yeah.
But I think we got Jalil, Rash, and Oba also world class. So only because of time, we're gonna put him there. We only had one vote for Pedri, and it was from Fred. Big up Fred, and that was for world class player. So because of that, he goes in there into the world class. Obviously, if people disagree, you can put it in there. Still 14 in the building. We hit 17 at one point, so we appreciate everyone. Smash the likes. Let me read some of the comments before we wrap up real quick with the rest. Man like Chiellini with a beanie saying Vinicius should go in, great player. We'll get on to him. Ed saying 310 subscribers now. I just clocked. Congrats, you man. That's sick. Obviously, big up everyone. Big up everyone for that, man. Couldn't do it without everyone's support. Big up our guy Ben saying Vinicius is a generational talent. Look at the development progress of the player. Well, Vinicius is clearly a hot topic. People talking about. Ed saying, wait, who was Xavi at 18? That guy's career began around 28 when Messi came to save his career.
Save his career.
Like his career was on the brink. And Messi came and saved it.
He said some wild stuff, bro.
If Vinicius was in the Prem, he would be on the same level as Saka. That's what Chiellini with a beanie. Otis saying Martinelli ahead of Fati. Wow.
Shocking.
Martinelli is crap. Okay, damn.
Crap.
That's cold as ice.
Saka better than Vini Jr. and Pedri. Not sure about that. Okay, the Arsenal players are the one holding the corner.
Vinny's not even been put up there yet. These men are just
Vinicius Jr. generational right. You might love Vinicius.
It's a FIFA thing, though.
Got a place in you.
Vinicius, great player. And Fred saying Havertz world-class prospect as a cam, but does not play well for Chelsea. Yeah, very good point.
Yeah, no.
Very good point. All right, we might as well do Vinicius Jr. Let's do Vinicius Jr. Oba, when you put Vinicius Jr., man.
Was Ronaldinho generational?
Don't.
Ronaldinho is probably one of the best to ever bless the game.
All right.
Yeah. Take a seat. What is that? I need to know.
No. Just let me land. Was Ronaldinho generational?
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Is his successor Neymar generational?
Yes, Neymar is generational. Yes.
Yeah.
And their successor is Vinny generational. Let's go.
How, man? Now, see, I thought you were gonna make it better, but.
He could have. He made it worse.
Simplified it. He simplified it. Still, he simplified it.
Wait, let me ask a question. Did he turn up? Did he have Trent in his pocket?
Yeah, he did.
Has he ever had Trent in his pocket?
Yeah.
He will be generational. He will be generational.
I don't even know what that means. You have highlighted many times that Trent isn't the best defender. We all agree.
You don't even really like Trent.
Why is this now a point to put someone in generational?
Why can't Vinny get up there? Because Trent is a right back.
Bro, I don't even know. Your point is crazy. Like if you tell me that Trent isn't a good right back, how can you now use it?
I didn't say that. I said not good right back.
You said as a defender. You said as a defender he's not good. Yes.
You're not wrong. But
there's hella footage. There's hella footage.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Bro, I can't find any episode.
Hey, Jeff was going back to the footage.
I'll say this. Jeff's not wrong. However, I did admit today when we spoke about Trent that he's grown on me. He's got better defender. I might have been hating back in that Champions League game last year. I'm just saying.
Maybe.
So maybe I was hating, but I'm seeing it now. Trent is actually a bad boy. And Vinicius, for me, I've been watching Vinicius. There's a reason why he's making Hazard retire, can't get into the team. No disrespect.
Jeez.
No disrespect.
I'm not. You can't get credit for that. Hazard made Hazard retire because
Come on, man.
Those burgers,
Yo,
man.
there's some rules of the show. You can't diss Hazard. Jalil, you know
he's
this.
gone. Oh, he's actually gone.
You know this. You can't diss Hazard.
But you guys hear what I'm trying to say? Like,
I hear you. I hear you.
I'll give Oba just because.
Yeah.
There has to be for me. There has to be a Brazilian that's doing the business. I know we spoke about the guy from Ajax coming up. I know we spoke about Martinelli. But for Vinicius, there was a time when Benzema said nobody passed him the ball. and then I would have said he's never gonna make it. Slap him.
What did he say? What did he say? He's playing against us.
He's playing against us. Yeah,
Yes.
he's playing against.
Do you remember that?
I remember that.
Yo,
Since then, since Benzema's been linking up doing the business, man, it's hard to not put him in generation. I'll be honest, man. You know, playing for Real Madrid as well, with all those talents as well, it's hard for you not to grow with the game. It's hard. But I understand what you're saying about Pedri. I understand what you're saying about Pedri. The team ain't there yet, so maybe he might not be that guy. But with
I can't lie. Yeah.
Sorry,
Before this season, I thought Vinicius was a Brazilian fraud. I can't even lie. I wouldn't keep it 100. I thought he was a fraud, but this season he's been amazing.
I hear you with the fraud.
I'll put him world class. I'll put him world class potential.
Man, yeah.
What are you saying, Jeff?
Even though before the season he wasn't putting up the numbers, the talent was still there for everyone to see.
Nah, for me that's the thing though. It wasn't about the numbers for me. It was like his. I don't know. There was something missing.
Yeah, his IQ. Let's say it was his IQ missing.
His IQ. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
But you can still see the talent.
All right. Did you see the talent with Denilson?
And now he's doing that with he's showing the IQ. He's got to be.
Wait, which Denilson?
You know, not the Arsenal one. No way.
I was about to say nah.
Left winger Denilson. It might be I think we're all of the reasonable age. Does everyone remember Denilson?
Yeah,
I remember Denilson. Yeah,
Brazil.
Yeah.
Hella tricks, dangerous.
Nelson was a boss.
And you see what he ended up being.
Yeah,
but he was never at Real Madrid.
Yeah, where was he?
That doesn't matter.
Real Betis.
Yeah, he was.
He was the world record at one point. I swear.
I think he was. And him being at Real Madrid, the point of you saying he's at Real Madrid, to me, could be a detriment. Because Real Madrid are funded by a country. They can buy players when they want. They're called the Galacticos. So
and that's why it's better for him to be there.
No, it's not. Because
he's got to be on top of his game.
So the same way he dislodged Hazard, let him slack for another 7 months and see what happens.
Bro, Jeff, I can't even lie. He doesn't even need to slack. If Real Madrid sign Mbappe, he's either going on the right or he's either going on the right or he's going on the bench. It doesn't matter how good he's playing this season.
We know that Mbappe and Haaland are heavily linked.
Mbappe's going there. Let's face it. Mbappe's
100%. That's already given almost.
Yeah, that's given.
To me, generational again. Like it can go one of two ways. The Neymar and Ronaldinho way. Even though I don't agree, that's one avenue we could say. Like he could be like them, like a successor, or he could be like a Denilson to me. Like where you've got all the ability in the world. Or he could, there's three. He could be a little better than Denilson, but he may not end up being a Neymar and Ronaldinho.
So where would you put him, Jeff? Sorry to press you, but only for the time. Where would you put him?
I'd probably say world class, and even that, like he's probably changed my mind a little bit in the past 5-6 months. Otherwise, it would have been great. But...
Yeah, definitely, I agree with that. Rash.
Yeah, same. I was one of those people that had high hopes for him. Was spitting his name a lot when he first came onto the scene. He had bags of potential. Then he was kind of shit for a little while, and everyone was like on to me. Is that your guy? Is that your guy? And so, but now this season, you can kind of see he's picking that back up again. He would have been a generational talent if he didn't look a little bit unintelligent when he's on the pitch at times, and if he didn't need that little wake up call, I think, because I think that whole media thing where Benzema was saying what he was saying, I think that it was a big wake up call and it's helped in this season, to be honest. But world class prospect. He's bumped himself back up to world class prospect because he was lower before. I think he lowered his standards beforehand.
Yeah, I agree. 12 people still in the building. Smash the likes. We got through Vinicius now, which was a bit of a hot topic. Otis saying yes, Oba. So that means he was agreeing with Oba and Jalil about the where Vinicius should have stood. Ed saying Jalil wants to get banned from Sunday with the Hazard talk.
Hey, listen. If I don't turn up, to the next show on Monday, yeah, you know these men are taking me out. All these men are against me.
Come on, Jay. No one can't take you out. Go on.
More like a house, mate.
Fred saying, actually, I would give Vinny one more season because he has just started to show his potential. Very good point. And Ed saying, nah, jokes aside, deep that Henry used to score and no one will run over to celebrate. One time he turned around and his smile dropped. I don't rate him, but that's raw. Damn.
This guy is the narrative king.
I mean, and out of nowhere, it can just always come back up. It can just reappear in this chat, bro. This same subject can reappear, it can resurface. At will. Prove it, bro. Just prove it. One proof. Just send the link. You know what I mean?
Chiellini with a BD saying Vinicius high seed is a world-class player. And Otis saying Vinny gets disrespected. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Hey, we'll talk after, man. I don't think it's disrespect. World-class prospect, bro.
Not at all.
No disrespect.
It's not disrespect. It's not.
No disrespect.
Disrespect is saying you should not be here.
That's and no one's been there yet. And I
might slap Sancho there still.
That's what I came for. I had to do Sancho.
Okay, all right. You know what? Let's do everyone else then quick. All right, Musiala. Let's rattle through these one very quick.
Wait. Oba, you come for Sancho. You wasted your time, boy.
Oh man.
And we'll end with Sancho. All right, Musiala. Oba, very quick.
World class prospect.
Okay, I agree. Anyone else disagree or agree?
Nah, that boy looks dangerous, man. World class.
Yeah, he cold, boy. Yeah. All right, Fofana, Jalil.
Fofana, injury, man. But before that, I put him world class this time last year.
Yeah.
For the reasons of, and I don't think it's a surprise that Leicester's playing in defense
without him.
So I'm going to stick with my world class prediction. I'm afraid, hoping he makes a speedy recovery from that break. It does go against what I say about injury players, but for defenders, he's still young. He's still got time to develop. And yeah, they don't really hit their prime until 26, 27, 28. Even 30, we've seen defenders hit their prime. So I'm staying with world class, man.
Okay. Anyone disagree? Fofana? I don't. I think he's top class.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about how bad Leicester are without him.
They are bad.
It shows, bro.
It shows.
And his progression as well since he left France as well, bruv. Like, bro, my man hit the ground running, you know.
Bro, they even bought an experienced Prem defender. That Vestergaard is a Prem defender.
And man's on the bench, you know.
Yeah, it just don't look the same. Like, you know what? Yeah, I'll agree with world class.
Cool. Oba, you agree as well?
I think a step higher, but I'll take world class.
Yeah. Okay. I can.
You was generous on the other show before that you was on. I remember you was throwing everyone in generational talent or top.
No, because these men are generational. Like, there's multiple players that play the same position that are generational. Like,
So
they're generational.
Okay. But we already defined what we kind of mean and what levels we are actually talking about when we talk about generational talent. Do you know what I mean? And we're talking about ones that will say, look, at the end of their tenure, let's just say in 10 years' time, we're going to say, yo, these were the guys of that era. There was no one better than these guys.
Yeah. I know that. And everyone that I put in generation, I believe, are going to be one of them guys. Because how many players do we talk about today?
True.
Not a lot.
True.
We talk about a lot. Gerrard.
Not in the last 10. Not in the last 10 years. Nah.
Yeah, not from the last 10 years.
Not from the last 10. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think in the last 10 there's been a lot of generational talents. It's been quite a few actually compared to the generations before.
Yeah, it'd be true. We'd probably have been in that last 10 years.
Yeah. That could be a debate on its own.
That's sad that he's tapped out already, bro. I think he's
He ain't
great.
tapped out. He's got
Bruv,
two
he's
more.
great, but he hasn't done himself any favors by
He's-
being
Is that Neymar?
Pogba, being a bit
Pogba.
of a diva. I
Oh,
mean,
Pogba.
if he
Oh,
could just be consistent and dedicated to the club that he's playing for, I think
Hey.
people will rate him a lot more.
He's gonna get his 500k though. I'll say
Sure
that.
will.
He's leaving, man.
Yeah.
yeah, he's gone, man. He's gone, man.
You reckon?
Yeah.
They'll offer
I
that
think so.
over
Bring
at a
in
club where
Declan Rice.
they'll
I don't
offer
mind.
they'll offer that at a club where the media love him and they'll shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Bring in
Yeah.
They'll love
Declan
over
Rice. I
him.
don't mind.
Yeah.
Why
The
isn't
fact of
Declan
saying,
Rice on this list?
Who?
good point. I missed him out. I did miss him out. Declan Rice should have been on this list.
Yeah,
I did.
fair enough.
That is an
It's not bad.
apology. He could have been. Yeah, that is an apology to Declan Rice. If Saka doesn't go down, then oh boy, hey, if people, all right,
No
people,
one
you
said
guys
anything.
know how this, you guys know how this works. We've done this many times. If you want a player to go up or down, just put him in the thing, start a movement, and then see if other people that are watching join you. We've got 13 people still in the building, so you all know what to do, and smash the likes as well. All right, cool. Greenwood. Is it Greenwood next? Yeah, all right, Greenwood. Rash.
All right, you guys know how much I rate Greenwood, right?
Yeah.
You don't
You
know
know when you
this,
say
right?
that.
Yeah.
You know when you say that. You're about to
Yeah.
miss him.
Look, I'm
Start
not
off
even
with I
gonna
love
diss
you
him.
and then fuck you.
Nah, like, you know I love you, right? You know your Uber's coming, right? Like seriously. So look, I'm just gonna say this. I think the boy is very talented, and I think he's a killer when it's time to be in the centre forward and scoring goals and stuff like that. I just don't think he's doing themselves any favors right now.
Nope.
Locking off the national team. I don't think he's doing himself any favors, not pulling out the type of performances that we know that he can bring at Man United, especially at Man United that are shit. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He can shine in this United squad. He can actually go centre forward. He can knock Ronaldo and Cavani off of
Cavani.
their position if he just does the business. But he just is narrow-minded sometimes. That pisses me off because you know what he can do, but Jeff pointed it out to me before when I was rating and saying, bruv, he shoots from wild angles. He shoots from impossible places sometimes. Like he just does a madness. And I was like, no, but why can't he go and do those things? He should be able to. He's got to prove himself and show what he can do with man like Ronaldo on the pitch. You get me? But yeah, it's just not enough. At the moment, I'm struggling to even seeing him becoming a great player if he continues this way. I just think he's just a good player. And I know, and you don't know how much I rate him, but I'm thinking about
Sheesh.
the level that he is right now, the mentality and that he has taken,
Yeah, the mentality
and
is the
that
mentality.
he has taken, and
I hear
the
that.
effort on the pitch, like the team play. Man, I just can see him just being a good player if he don't fix up by the end of the season, bro.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Damn,
I'm
that's
going
a
great
harsh
player.
take.
I'm going great player potential. Greenwood, his IQ is bad. His IQ is bad. He reminds me of another Rashford. Like, got good attributes,
See?
but absolutely brain dead as a footballer.
See? What happened to
Brain dead.
Rashford? I don't know, man.
Ooh.
I don't know, man. He
Yeah,
became a
shooting at
politician
him,
and
man.
dyed his hair gold. I don't know,
Yeah,
man. I don't
we're
know,
being
man.
harsh right now, Jeff, man. I can't lie. But I'm saying great player. Rash is saying just a good player.
What do you man
What you
think?
man saying?
I'll go
World
next
class
one.
prospects.
All right, go on.
They said
Why?
world class.
Oh, but you
Why?
said world class prospect.
Oh yeah.
Why?
Why? I don't get it. His IQ is bad right now. But our team is just not connecting right now. And I understand what you man are saying about his decision making and things. But even that game against Villa we played on Monday, he's a very good player. Like the way he can drop deep, twist his man, spread the ball across. Like he's a good player. If he tweaks the things that need tweaking, you've got a beast.
Will
So
he? Is he showing? Is he showing that he will though? And look, my man
they're
said, "I don't want
young.
to
They're
play for the
young,
national
man.
squad." How can you be world
Yeah,
class
but
and
you
not
do,
play for your
but because
national squad?
he wants to focus. Like let
Does
me
it look
come to
like
Man
he's
United.
focusing
Then I
though?
think,
Does it look like he's focusing?
yeah, it does.
Mm.
He's right. He's tracking back. He's doing the job because he's shooting from wide angles. Doesn't mean he's not focused.
Not just that, bro. But you're free to have your opinion. But I just think if he don't buck his ideas up, he's gonna fall, man. He's got the potential to be
He's
brilliant.
Greenwood.
Like
He's not even
he's sick.
21 yet. I don't think. I don't think Greenwood's 21 yet.
Nah,
I'm
he's not.
not
He's
sure. I
not.
don't think he is.
So
No, I don't
what are
think
we
he is.
talking about?
We're
What are we
talking
talking
about
about?
mentality at a young age that can kill you, bruv, if you don't fix it from young. I'm telling you, bruv. We've seen how
What?
many young talents have we seen come through, especially
Too
at
many.
United, bruv.
Whose
especially
mentality
at
is worse,
United.
Rashford or Greenwood? Who's got a worse mentality?
But right
Greenwood.
now,
Probably
Right now,
Rashford.
yeah.
Right now, it's Rashford.
In
I don't think he's
general,
a
in
football. I
general,
don't think
yeah,
he's a. I don't
Rashford.
think he's a football player
Rashford.
right now.
In general,
Cool.
in Greenwood, Rashford is like of the last few since he's come back from injury, it hasn't looked good.
Yeah.
Talking about who's got a worse.
It's
one.
since he broke up with his girlfriend.
I watch Manchester United week in, week out. Rashford's attitude is shocking. It's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It is
As of
bad.
recent,
Yeah,
or you've always felt that way?
I've always felt
last
that
couple
way.
of years, I think last couple of years he's been bad. Last couple of years.
Now, once he first, I've seen the change in Rashford. Since he got his tattoos, he's different.
But
All
this is
jokes
what I'm
aside.
saying, Oba. This is what I'm saying, Oba. Rashford is just a good player right now.
funny.
Or if he was here, I'd say that he probably don't even deserve to be on the list, bro. And that's what I'm saying. What can happen to
no
you
cap.
if you don't fix that mentality whilst you're young? You need to do it whilst you're young and then build on that, bruv. Look at Rash. He hit heights. Everyone was bigging him up. Man, stop. Look at Dele Alli. Same thing, bruv. Like, it can go
Jesus
wrong for
Christ,
these guys.
Ali.
Yeah,
It can go wrong,
Yeah.
fam. He needs
And
to
I
fix
get
up
that.
real quick.
And I get that, but he's still a world class. He's still a world class prospect.
Okay.
Jalil,
All right. Who's got the last vote?
Jay
that's
Lizzy.
Jalil
Yeah,
and Leah.
I think I'll say this. I'll say two things. I think we need to do a show of the last 10 years of United players and we rank them and get Oba back in the show.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Yeah, we can do that.
I don't want Ed and I want my brother Jamie as well.
Yeah,
I think that'll be a very good show. I also want to, because they've all got, for me, they've all got the same man. What I'll say though about Greenwood, I'm going to put him world class and all. Despite his mentality, even though I think it is a bit poor, but do I think it could be changed? Yes, I do. With the right guidance and the right players around him, someone who you can listen to. Because at the moment, I think he's a bit scared of Ronaldo. Don't think that was a good move for United. But once Pogba and that came in, I think we all saw that he respects man like that. So those are the kind of big names you need to kind of bring in. Rashford as well.
Jay, just to stop you there.
Yeah, go.
Looking at the United squad as it is right now,
the
players that are there and the influence that they're having over the dressing room, the potential of certain stars, even like the one that you just mentioned, leaving at the end of the season. Yeah. If it stays the way it is, will he get the development that is required for him to be what we know he can be?
Of course.
At Man United. Do you think so?
Of course.
Current State United.
We're getting a new manager in 6 months. Clean slate, every player.
And you are confident, not even knowing who that is, and you think it's going to happen.
I know it's going to be a world class manager. We're not going to give someone a 6-month job and then go get another bum.
I've seen it done at United still.
If we're talking about people like Pochettino, if we're talking about Ten Hag, like these are good managers.
Are they
So
better
I'm
than
happy.
Van Gaal and Mourinho? Are they better than Van Gaal and Mourinho?
What have I seen Van Gaal do? What have I actually seen Van Gaal do? What, get further with Netherlands at the World Cup? Yeah, I'm a young one. The best thing I've seen him do is get third in the World Cup.
World Cup, that is true.
Mourinho, like, I've seen him do a mad thing, but
all right, and what about Poch? What's the best he's done? Champions League final.
Tottenham. The
Forest won the Champions League at one stage. You know that, right?
I wasn't alive.
We weren't alive. But names don't mean shit, bro. When you're in that tournament,
but these are good managers. These are good managers.
Sorry to cut you off, guys, but only because of time. Jalil gave his one. Jeff, what you give it for Greenwood?
I'm gonna go with great. Reason being, I don't know. I think his best position is number 9. I don't know when he's gonna get that shot to at United, and I think he's gonna stay at United. And as a wide player, I don't know if he has enough to play wide.
Everyone says his best position is number 9. When have you seen him play number 9?
Because of his shooting ability, bruv, and his movement.
His shooting ability doesn't.
Bruv, he has to be there. He's
got
all the tools for it.
His best attribute is shooting by miles. Come on,
doesn't make you a striker. Doesn't make you a striker though.
Don't.
Do you think he's good on the wing?
I think he's a good right winger.
So do you think he could be Do you think he could be a Salah type?
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's still young. If he could.
He could.
Like, because everyone's like, we need to see how he builds out as well. Because putting Greenwood number 9, you got to do a lot.
Nah, I'm not sure.
And even when I say number 9, like Salah is not
Apparently,
the
Ansu
number.
Fati just scored, by the way. Ansu
Yeah, I
Fati
know.
just scored.
2-2.
Fati just scored against Madrid, yeah.
Yeah, but
Big
all
up
right.
Fati,
So
man.
Salah is not
Great
a number
player.
9 for Liverpool,
Great
but he
player.
is a number 9. That's it. Like you don't just because your position says you're right wing. We know what Salah and Mane are for Liverpool, and Greenwood's
You
going to
saying
stay
they're
at Man
strikers,
United.
though?
You're never going to be that fluid team like that. Or
How do you
Not
know
for
that?
now.
How do you know that?
Or not for another 5-7 years.
How do you know
What
that?
do you
Can't
mean?
see
That's
the
my
future.
opinion.
Time out.
The same way you
Yeah.
have yours, right?
Can't see the future.
Time out. This is a Man
Then
United
what are we
topic.
doing here? What are we
So
actually
what
doing
is
here?
this is
I don't
predictions,
know,
right? We're being Mystic
Yeah,
Wing.
it is. It is. What are we doing here?
That's how it goes. Man.
But yeah, all right. So
Take order, please.
we've got 2 votes for world class. We've got 2 for great player, and we got 1 for just a good player. So unless Rash changes, then the audience will pick. So
No, I'm being harsh on him for a reason, though, just to let you lot know how disappointed I am in him. But great player potential there.
Okay, cool. There we go. So Greenwood goes into great player potential. All right then.
I hope he watches
cool.
this, man.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Fix up, bro.
We said that we'll leave Sancho for last. So let's do the rest of them, man. And let you about 10 seconds. So Isaac. Who wants to do Isaac?
If he comes to Arsenal, nobody will rate him. But let's rate him as he is now, yeah?
Yeah, rate him as he is now.
For his age, he plays for Sweden as well, right?
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Okay. For me, at the moment, I believe just because of how I've seen him play in La Liga, I think he can become world class one day. I believe he can. He's not world class at the moment, but he's hit numbers. I know numbers ain't everything, but I've watched him, win headers, and I've seen him, play football, tiki taka, and that. I'm going to say world class.
Okay. Anyone disagree? Agree? Just see the
Great.
You think great?
You know. I'll give him world class because you do have players like Zlatan in it. So I'll give him world class prospect.
I'll say great.
Yeah, for me it's great.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna say great as well. Yeah, I've seen a lot of players like him who just end up as good players.
Again, yeah, I hear that one on that one. Yeah.
All
right.
Sorry, John. I wonder what makes it for people to see something different. What are we looking for? Because we're always going to see players like this. You know what I mean? But what are we actually looking for?
Can I just say, I think I'm slightly on my side is slightly biased because I am also comparing them to players that have similar attributes from the past that I've seen and seen where it's taken them. But then it's also on current form and what their potential was maybe at the beginning of the season or maybe even the season before as well, and whether they fulfilled that. That's quite
yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, no. Well said. Yeah, well said. All right. Vlahovic, linked with Arsenal, Fiorentina striker. What are we saying? Oba, let you go first. Vlahovic.
So I'm first.
Yeah, you first, Oba. Yeah.
I've never seen him play. All
right. So don't worry. All right, Jeff.
Great player. At best.
Okay.
He's having fun in Serie A, but it ain't always going to be like that, man.
Nope. Rash, Jalil, any disagreements?
No, I'm gonna say great player potential. Just because I've heard about his determination and how important development and progression is, and how serious he takes himself. Very Ronaldo-esque in regards to his training, coming first one there, last one to leave, and stuff like that. He thinks highly of where he can be in his career, but like Oba, I haven't seen a lot from him, and his hype has really come recently to me, where I've gone and reviewed what I've seen, but I've never really seen nothing in real time, except for in the was he in the World Cup? Was he in there?
Nah, I don't think he was.
He wasn't, was he? So there we go.
He wasn't at the Euros, nah.
Euros, I mean,
yeah. For a minute there, I thought Oba was gonna go for should not be on the list because he's got an Arsenal, but he's biased at the kick in there. It's good to see. What I want to say world class because I watched something on Sky Sports the other day and they were comparing him to Haaland. It's a bit early. It's a bit early. Yeah, no, you're right. It's a bit early, but they are around the same age. And if you look at, numbers ain't everything, but he's hitting numbers. And if you look at the style of play, I had to watch videos myself because I didn't really watch him. But I had to watch videos myself, and I can see why he's being compared. Obviously, they're not doing a direct comparison, saying this is it, but they're saying potentially what he could be, and that's kind of where I'm at the stage right now. I'm gonna go world class.
Can I also add to that, Gino? Serie A is better than Bundesliga.
Footballing wise,
agree.
yeah, I'll say that.
Football-wise, yeah.
Everyone agrees.
Even
Yeah,
competitiveness.
Yeah, even competitive, that's true.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, you're right. But I think I would have gone great player, so that's why I put it there because we could just have more votes for great than world class. Duncan saying Greenwood will be world class, but he needs to learn to press X. That's true.
Exactly.
That's funny.
The packs are saying Saka had a shit 2021, by the way. It's true. He wasn't great in
Good
2021.
Euros, man.
I
Brilliant
want to see
Euros.
shit. I was saying different, but
Yeah. Euros as well.
Big up Kane 187 saying fatty bags against Madrid. Yeah, he did. Pax is saying Rash don't listen to Oba. He said United will win the league this season and Sancho was better than Neymar at 21.
how do you respond to these accusations, sir?
I don't know. We'll speak about it another day.
Good response.
What's it called? Yeah, all right. I think we got through it. All right, cool. Draft Felix and Jude Bellingham. Where are we putting them? Very quick.
Oh, Jude Bellingham is flying straight to generational, my boy. Generational.
I agree.
Straight.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I completely agree.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Man like Bellingham.
Something else, man.
I can't disagree, man. Like I rate this kid, bruv. Like I
Well, he's
rate this.
dangerous,
I rate this kid. Like proper.
Even the way he
Yes.
talks, I can't lie.
Yeah.
Bro,
He studied the
can't-
game. All he knows is the game. He's ready for the game.
Yeah.
I rate Jude. I rate Jude.
He doesn't look like he's 18, 19. Like he plays like he's 20.
So
Yeah.
mature.
He's not
So
playing,
mature.
bruv. Takes this
Scary
thing
player.
seriously, bruv.
Scary.
Like,
player.
what he was doing to City was a joke, man.
Yeah, he was doing
Guys,
that.
A player a level below him is Declan Rice.
Wait, so you're saying Declan Rice would have been in world class prospect?
World class for me. Declan Rice, baller, different.
I like Declan Rice. I don't know. I'd have to think about that one.
I would have put him a player.
I was sleeping on Declan Rice, but I'm awake now, man. I'm awake.
I was sleeping on him as well, but I think he's a great player potential right now.
Same. I think
Right
Declan
now.
Rice would be a great player.
What are you gonna say, Jalo? You're gonna say something?
Number one, I don't see for no man.
No, that's a lie. No, I'm joking.
Oh man, this show is
Hey.
wild, bro.
All right, listen. All right. Let's move on. Jalfi. All right, go on.
I have to say, otherwise, just to get full success, because I agree with everyone. You guys have cut me down. But we said the same thing about Sancho when he went to Bundesliga, guys. We've got to remember that. And he killed it. He got numbers, and he saw him doing the business. We've now established that Sancho's number one, not that fast.
Never was.
In a whole, let me not point out his disabilities. Let me just point out he's not a great player as we thought he was in the Bundesliga compared to where he is now.
But let's do it when we're on Sancho.
Yeah, let's do it when we're on
Let's do it
Sancho.
when we're on Sancho.
sorry.
Yeah.
I like that one. Yeah.
Leave my boy alone.
All right, Jao Felix. What are we saying? Someone
I
shout
agree
out.
with you, John. I agree with you.
Generational talent, yeah.
Great player.
I agree with you.
Great player for me.
Okay.
Get him out of Atletico, you'll see.
Yeah, trust me. Get him out of there.
He needs to get out. He needs to be free, fam.
Free him.
We can't use
too
that.
stiff.
We can't use that though for him. Then we're saying about Pedri, saying that Barca, we're saying that business is that thing.
Pedri for me is generational, bro. For me,
Okay.
Pedri's generational.
Joao Felix is world class to me. I think that's where it's gonna be for his career. Still gonna be a very, very, very good player. He's gonna be important for Portugal, all of that. I think generation maybe just a bit too far for me personally.
Okay. Rash?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make the type of moves that he has to in order to be generational talent. He has to literally make a couple business moves, real executive decision moves right now in order to save his career, for it to reach where it potentially could reach. If it doesn't, it's just going to world class at tops. That's all he's going to get.
Yeah,
I agree.
right.
Not bad at that.
So we've got a tie between generation and world class. So while we get on to the last man, people again, as always, 30 seconds. Leave a comment. Where does Joao Felix belong? Still 13 people in the building, which is fantastic. Over 2 hours in. And yeah, obviously smash the likes as always and subscribe to the channel.
Who
So, yeah,
voted what,
30
John?
seconds. What's that?
Who voted what for João Felix?
No, that's what they've got 30 seconds
No,
to
I'm
vote
saying
for
out of
João
us
Felix.
lot on the panel, who voted what?
So you and Jeff voted world class. Jalil voted great, and me and Oba voted generational. So unless
And
Jalil changes,
I'm back to world class. I'm back to world class
Oh, okay,
based
back
on
to
their
world class.
points. Because he is
Yeah,
a
let me-
generational talent, but he needs to leave Atletico. He needs to
Yeah.
leave.
he does.
Fair
Yeah, he does. Cool. All right. Last but not least, Jadon Sancho, the man of the
boy.
moment. Let's give Oba the floor. Oba, Jadon Sancho. I know he's your boy. Go on.
I know what's about to happen here, but I'm just gonna say this.
I ain't calling
No matter-
it.
Oh, you know when
No
you're about
matter-
to get rushed, you can see the play already.
Like,
Nuts.
you see the boy Sancho, yeah?
Mm.
The boy Sancho is so good. Like, I don't care how he's performing right now. I understand that plays a part as well. But the boy Sanch is so good. And I'm not turning my back on him because I believe his time will come. Once we get a certain manager, the right manager, he learns his tactics, all that, he will shine. I'm putting just for now. I'm putting him a world-class prospect. On another day, I would have said generational, but I can't do that for him right now.
I thought you were going
can't do-
generational.
No, I can't do it for him right now. I can't do it for him right now, but Sancho. Eduardo's dumb. I'm gonna put my boy in world class.
Okay, cool. So he's going world class for Sancho. To be fair,
Like, we can't forget what he's done. We can't forget the boy.
yeah, the boy's talented. I can't lie. All right, Paddle. What are we saying?
Who's going first, man?
He wants to. Yeah.
I would have gone last on this one.
I'll go
Okay.
first. Really, if we're judging by people who have had like why is he even here? Why is he here, fam? Yeah, he was sick over in Germany. He got a big hype. He even won me over. I like Sancho.
Oh,
And
my
then he
days.
went in the England squad, and Southgate said, "Just shit, fam. I'm not giving you no games." And we was like, "Whoa, why you acting like that for? Like he's good." And Southgate was like, "Nah, man, you're shit, fam. You're not getting no games." He was like, wait till my man comes to United. He's gonna do his thing. He's gonna show the world what he's about." Still waiting.
I'll speak to you in a year, bro.
But at the same time, I'm not an idiot. The boy is talented. We've seen what he can do. We want him to have the opportunities that we want him to have, so that he can grow into the player that we know he can be, or at least the player that he displayed over in Germany. So I'm gonna say great player potentially right now. That's
Cool.
what I'm gonna say.
So very well articulated. So let me ask you this, and this might be a hot topic for another day. Are we then saying, I'm throwing out, that Saka is better than Sancho?
I've been saying
That's
that
what
still for a
you
minute.
man are saying.
Yeah, for a
That's
minute
what
I've
you-
been saying that.
Jesus.
I'm not gonna lie. Keep it 100 and Mo Swift Rowe's better than Saka.
That's up to you, bro.
Damn.
But
In terms of
I've been
actual
saying that.
ability or application on the pitch?
Effectiveness in a game. Effectiveness in a game.
Fair enough.
Saka is hit and miss sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
Um,
So Rash
all right.
has said a great
I'm
player.
not gonna
Go
put
on,
my
Jeff.
boy as a great player, man.
I'm
I
gonna
was
go.
going to take him off the list. You're lucky.
Wait,
So, nah, see, I got my
wait, John.
one.
Could
yeah,
you
so-
highlight Kane's? Could you highlight Kane's comment, please?
He said,
They're both
LOL,
better
they're
than
both
Sancho.
better than Sancho.
God damn, bro. What's going on?
What,
That's
do you
what
not
we're
agree with
saying, Jeff.
this?
What's
Does the
going
panel
on?
agree
What
with this?
You know
happened?
what?
What
I'm
happened
on-
in the space of a season, bro?
I'm gonna.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
let you know.
go.
It's been 19 games, so it's not a season. I'm gonna say this:
It's a season.
Sancho is a world-class prospect to me. Like, regardless of bad form, like
My
poor form is
guy.
poor form is poor form,
Fuck
innit? You can't
me.
excuse it, but it happens, man. Like, we had this conversation so many times on the show about United. It took too long for the signing to happen. There's too much expectation on him. You're playing with Wan-Bissaka. That doesn't help.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of factors. Man United play too narrow. Like, there's a lot of things where like Sancho's ability is high, very high, probably higher than a lot of people on
Can
this.
I just ask a
entire list.
question? How does
Right.
Wan Bissaka always get snuffed in his
It's
face
true.
every
Bro.
week? Every week,
Every
when we're
week.
talking about someone, yeah,
Nah,
he
bro.
gets snuffed
Bro, if
instead.
I'm a wide man, yeah, and I've got this guy as my overlap, I don't even trust you to give you the ball. What are you overlapping for? Stay behind me, bro. Don't go and overlap. What are you overlapping for? You're just
It's
messing
true.
up my game.
It's
So,
true. It's
like
true.
Sancho's ability, like I'm not gonna like bad form is bad form in it, but I think there's just a lot of factors to why his form is like that. But ability wise and what he really is, like I think we'll see more about him when Man United get a new manager and they change the way they play. Like people like when you got Fred and McTominay and things like that, like your team is just stiff, bro. Stiff. If you get someone who can play in the middle of the
Nah,
pitch,
them man are
you'll see that whole
ballers
team
though.
change. Huh?
Nah, them man are
Mhm.
ballers. Fred
Ballers.
McTominay are ballers, bro.
Oh
Nah,
no.
They're good, man.
That's the last
They're
thing I'll
good,
use to
man.
describe them.
On their day,
Their
And
day.
where's,
their day,
where's
like-
Jamie? Where's Jamie, man?
No.
This
See,
is
we just
crazy.
approached the conversation just by
Yeah.
you think that you'd use that term though, ballers.
Yeah, ballers. It's the term ballers.
Frederick.
in their own right,
Maybe
innit? In their own right.
financially,
In their
the
own
man
right.
financially balling.
Fred's got 2 left feet.
Oh man. Nah, in
Hey,
their own
now
right.
what?
In their own right. I know what I mean.
No, they
Aye,
might
but
be.
Fred's left foot is actually okay.
That-
So the two
that's
left
what I was
feet,
gonna-
so his left foot of the left
Fred
foot
is
is actually really
left-footed.
good.
Fred is left-footed. That's the thing. That doesn't even work.
Nah, do you know what it is with them? Yeah,
Yeah.
they should not be starting for Manchester United.
Nah, no way.
way.
No way.
There's no
Newcastle.
way. Like
Newcastle.
McTominay
must
should
have
be
been,
like a sub at best.
Yeah.
Fred, listen, because you thought City. I feel like City played a game. Like I feel like they've just been doing that.
Monopoly,
Just showing-
running out the money. So they can
Yeah, just like let's show some interest and then back out. United is buying. Bro, you spent what 57 million on him?
Yeah, they did that with Maguire as well. So boy,
Oh, look
Why-
what
yeah.
they did when they thought
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo was going over there, bro.
Yeah, it's true.
on,
Yeah,
man.
they did Ronaldo.
Hey,
Sancho,
Sancho,
now that you say that,
Sancho.
now that you say that,
Sancho,
they
yeah,
played
it's true.
a
Sancho.
game. They played
Sancho.
a
All right,
game with us.
Sancho. All
Yeah,
right.
sorry, yeah.
Before Jalil wraps up on Sancho, just going to read this comment from Ben saying the players that are in generational talent are part of a team with a clear identity, playing style. We saw what he did at Dortmund at a team with a clear identity and playing style. Sancho needs a chance. I think that's a very good comment from Ben.
It is a very
Well
good
said.
comment, but you can't also ignore that at Dortmund, for lots of times they will keep him on the sub bench as well for a reason. At least a quarter or half a season, every time he was there, that would happen to him.
Only last
Yeah.
season when he wanted to join Manchester United. And the
No,
first
last
season
season he
just
was
came.
out for. No, it wasn't just the last season. It was a season beforehand as well. He was playing off the bench for a little while in that season too.
I don't remember that.
Neither do I, man. I'm not gonna lie. I remember his
Maybe
first
it was his
season,
first
the
season.
season
Maybe
where
it
he
was
was linked
first.
to Man United.
And how many of these was there? 3? So 3 out of 3. So
Yeah, I feel that the
Yeah.
last one because he was just popping up in like house parties in South, like just bare random stuff. Like, bro, what
Yeah.
you doing, man?
On boats with Captain Conan and them.
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, all right, Jalil, wrap it up, man.
Floor
Sancho.
is yours, sir.
I want to ask, what, in our opinion, what is Sancho's best position?
Anywhere front, anywhere behind or a striker.
Right,
And
so
Right,
give me
right
the
mid.
Go
Right mid.
So for me, when Sancho got signed, it was kind of like similar to like everyone bigging up someone. Like it's like being in school. Here's an analogy how Sancho looks to me right now. Yeah. So I'm in school, right, and someone's picking on me, but they heard of my older brother. He doesn't go to this school. He goes to another school, but they heard about the schools on crud. So if he comes down, just know my brother's busting your lip open. Yeah, he's gonna punch you up. Yeah. Sancho, so my brother comes to the school, which is Sancho, comes to the school, says who's been touching my brother, so he's coming to save United in that aspect of things. He's come now, and he gets a whack.
Wait, what? This guy's analogies are
It
insane.
gets snuffed, yeah.
Sancho is that guy that looks good but can't fight, is what I'm trying to say. At this stage, but he's young. You get what I'm trying to say there? But he's young. But what I will say this year, I'll say this. Last year, I said that Sancho was world class.
Yes, so did I.
I'm gonna go to great. I'm gonna go to a great player. I'm gonna think that's no disrespect. A great player is, I can't even say Modric, because Modric is up there. Like Modric is
It's
not class.
Modric is
generational.
up there.
Modric
Modric
is
is up there,
generational.
Modric is one of the best
Yeah,
one of the
celebrities.
goats.
There you go. See, I can't compare it to. I'm just trying to think of people who's great right now. But you get what I'm trying to say. I think he's going to be one of those players that he's great, but he's not going to be the main guy in any team. I'll
All
say
right,
that.
look, I think what
Okay,
we can
yeah.
say is from the back end of last season and the front end of this season, has he been a good player?
You said from the
Not
what?
really, no.
Back
From
end
the
of
back end
last
of
season.
last season and the front end of this season right now, has he been a good player?
Not
Showing
really.
glimpses.
But
Showing
that's
glimpses.
All right,
like
and
showing
that's what I'm
20
saying.
games.
So other players that I've seen that have had their dip, for whatever their reason was, they've had that dip. They've had that dip. It has to be recognized, and that's why
Mm.
man like Greenwood, I'm on him because I rate Greenwood, but he's had a dip, so that has to be recognized. You can't put people in the same status that they were a season and a half ago when they were banging shots, and now they're not even doing. Like, you have to
All right,
judge them on current form as well.
Rash,
Mm.
Havertz. End of last season, this season.
No, yeah, it's true.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
Why is he in one class then?
Mm.
Good point. Good point.
Good point. Good point.
But I mean, I would again. I mentioned before about having some, you know, I don't know what was the word, but what you've done before does give you some good grounding in terms of what we do now. So just for that reason, because I do rate him as a footballer, I would keep Sancho in world class prospect for now. So
Thank
he's
you.
got that for now.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I pray he reaches generational talent.
He is
we
generational.
all hope.
I'm putting him in generational.
Nah. You went too far now. Nah. But yeah, Ted ID just showed up saying just finished AFCON. Where does Sancho go in this? I know you've got particular interest in Sancho. Should not be on the list. Goddamn, yeah, don't know about that. But yeah, listen. I think we finally wrapped up, which is good. Took us a while, but it's been very fun. So I'll read back through the list. Should not be on this list. Nobody made it. So congratulations to all the players. No one has the dishonor of being at the bottom. So yeah, big them up. In just a good player, we've got Eze, Upamecano, Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic, and Doku. In great player potential, we've got Smith Rowe, Ansu Fati, Kunde, Anthony, Camavinga, De Ligt, Konate, Martinelli, Greenwood, Isaac, and Vlahovic. In world-class pros, we've got Alfonso Davis, Saka, Havertz, Pedri, Vinicius Jr., Musiala, Fofana, Joao Felix, and Jadon Sancho. And generational talent, we've got Mbappe, Haaland, Trent, Foden, and Jude Bellingham.
Jeez.
I think we've done all right, to be fair. I think we've done a decent job. Some people might kill us, but hey, that's how.
I feel like a few players could be moved around, but it is a good list.
I reckon,
Yeah,
judging on where other players have made it, some players could be
Mhm.
moved around, but it's both. They could either be moved up or the other players could be moved down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Otis saying Sancho's on the same level as Vinny. I'm seeing crazy things. And Kane saying so Fati ain't great, but Sancho world class. Jesus. I think Fati's probably the one that a lot of people are disagreeing with. I can't lie.
I think they're angry at Sancho.
Yeah, both, maybe both. Also, Vinicius Junior. Some people want him higher. But yeah, listen, it's been a fantastic show. I'm glad we did this again. I'm sure we'll do this again in 9-10 months time because with young players we know that it constantly changes. The Premier League is back this weekend, so we're gonna have a review show next week. So obviously make sure to tune in for that. And that one, obviously, the review shows. Obviously, Rash always gives his Monday Force where he looks at the perspective of what's going wrong, what's going on in the world right now in terms of key issues that we need to be aware of. But that doesn't mean that obviously we don't continue doing our own individual research, keeping an eye on that. Remembering that love always wins as usual, so let's not forget that. Obviously, we hit 310 subscribers, which is fantastic. So big everyone up for that. We're on the road to 400 subscribers, which is amazing. So we appreciate every single one of you. Still 7 people in the building, which after 2.5 hours, hey, that's love, as Rash said. So smash the likes on your way out. Obviously, big up Oba. Amazing to have him back.
Big up you
Always,
guys, man. Big up you guys, man.
always great to have Oba on. We definitely need to have him on again soon to discuss United. Get some juicy topics for him for sure. But yeah, people were out. Let me read this coming from Ted Adi to wrap it off. Boy, might as well put Eddie and Ketcher in generational. And yeah, we'll leave you on this from Ed saying quality show, lads. We appreciate it. So yeah, people were out. We'll be back next week. So until then, look after yourselves and peace and love. Peace.
Peace, man. Peace and love, man.
Peace.